Oh, yeah. Let's check some audio here. Arts and crafts, hello! Best wishes to everyone and good evening or good day to you. What's going on in the arts and crafts? Photography, light, and magic. Hey there, Chris. How are you? I'm doing good, man. Hope you're doing good as well. Hector Cruz. Famous hello. Let me just make sure audio's here. John Beck. You said be safe, Chris, and everyone. Well, we're trying. Hope you're doing the same. You see what we got. Hello. All right. Audio is working. Works for me. All right. Make sure this is a little bit bigger. Oh, that's a little too big. Let's not do that. Let's see. Al McCall, what's going on? You said hi from Scotland. Hope everybody's well over there in Scotland. And Q, hello from Chatham, Ontario, Canada. What's going on? Elaine Walls, hello, how are you? Eric Coffin Bra, good evening. What's going on there, Mimi Reacts? Good to see you in there. Pete Ferrero's in there. Hello, Chris. One more month of housing, sitting, and trip to Mars will be a piece of cake. You got that right. What's going on there, 420 Alien? Good to see you in there. Josh D, what's going on? Oh, yeah, everybody's jumping in there. Sweet. Glenn Judd, what's going on, Glenn? He said, happy Good Friday, Chris. Oh, yeah, how sweet it is. Not that it really matters. I got to work tomorrow. Well, I actually have the option. I can work or I don't have to, but, we don't mind. Put in a few more hours, come home early. Oops. Oh, well. Is everybody trying to stay indoors? Or are they still trying to, get out there and get their whatever they need? For some reason, I don't know how it is in your everyone's area there where you guys live, and whether it be other countries, so on and so forth. For some reason, people cannot stay in the house. I don't know what it is. Now, I understand you got to get out and you got to get food, or maybe you have to go to the pharmacy, or things like that. That's, to me, is necessity, right? So these people are like getting fingernail polish. Come on. I mean, stay in the house. Like I said before, don't get me wrong, you get stir crazy sitting in the house, but I don't think I would. I'd be like, what's that? I got 3 weeks off, a month off. You don't have to worry about me. Bye. And I'd already have my stuff, and I'd just sit in the house. I wouldn't care. Just extended vacation. Let's look at it that way, right? I hear that, Ann. You said, I'm great despite what's going on. Kids hate not being and going to school. My son's the same way. He's like, he could care less about that online thing and kind of crazy. Yeah, you're right about that. Photography, light, and magic. The world has gone effing mad. That's a fact. X15, good to see you there, man. Hello to you. Grow Gaines, I guess I'm Grow Gaines. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it, or Gaines rather. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it correctly. You said, Mars, it's the former home of Adam and Eve. Or Eva, you put Eva. But yeah, I get what you're saying there. And it may not be too far off, depending on how you look at the ancient, writings and stuff, right? 786 Otto, thank you, sir, for your support as always. Thanks for your work, you said. Always good to see you. Well, it's good to see you guys as well. even though I don't have much time a lot of times, man. It's been crazy. Unreal. Glenn says, still healthy, Chris. Everything good here. Pulsebo, Washington. Oh, that's good, man. See, I don't think it's that difficult if people just stay in the house. They don't have to worry about catching it, right? So, hey, just stay home, chill. I wouldn't care to. Wouldn't bother me a little bit, even the slightest bit. I'd be like, okay, I'll stay home. Todd Burdett, hi from Charleston, West Virginia. What's going on, neighbor? What's going on? Travis Hoochin, you said, have you seen the daytime UFO moon video? No, I haven't. I haven't really seen that one. Well, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm ready to go back to work. Some people are, man, and some people are just going stir crazy, right? I mean, to me, it's maybe because I haven't had the time off. Maybe I would see it differently, but from all the hectic stuff that's been going on, it wouldn't, like I said, it wouldn't bother me to just stay home and relax for 3 weeks. Wouldn't kill me at all. I'd be like, this would be sweet. Photography like magic, he said, serious shit is going down all over the world. Well, that's a fact, But there's actually some good things that are coming out of it. I'll talk about that in a second. John Brogan, you said, what's going on? He said, what's going on, man? He said, aloha from Hawaii. Hope you're well. Well, we're doing good here. I hope you're doing well over there. Hatchet Man, he said, what's up, Chris, and everyone else? I'm doing good. What's up with you? Lane, I've seen what you're on to Josh D. If I relax anymore, I will be in a coma. Oh, man. I don't know. Some people are saying it's kind of nice because they just be able to relax. They become more of a family unit. They're relaxing, doing things with the kids. Now, some people are like, I wish the kids would go back to work or school, depending on their age, right? I don't know. Well, Josh D, I think you kind of hit the nail right on the head because when you said that the world has gone mad, the environment loves it, or loves this, but I wonder if this is orchestrated. Yes, I've been doing the same thing, talking about that. Is there really an underlying whole thing to this? Because we know that this is manufactured. It actually has a patent for the coronavirus back in 2004, I think it was, or 14, I forget which one it is. We can always look it up again, but if you look up Google and you put on the coronavirus, patent, it is actually a patent for it. So it makes you wonder, was this released for a reason, for a much larger reason? Not so much to kill off people, which is not ever a good thing, but for the environment. Think about it. All over the world, smog is going away. Everything's been doing better. Animals are now starting to travel more because I don't know if you'd want them out in the middle of your highway, your freeways, but you know what I'm saying. Everything's gotten, the skies have cleared up where China's been getting better, India's been getting better, you name it, it's gotten a lot better. And, so is it a way to reset the environment? Maybe it's a much larger picture, right? Daryl Harrod, what's going on? Hello from Colorado. What's going over there, Daryl? What's going on? You getting any snow over there? Some people, my buddy over in Maine has gotten some. He's got like a foot, maybe a foot and a half of snow. Marsha Schaefer, he said, Central Texas here. What's going on? Good to see you there. Coors, what's going on? He said, my mother works at the hospital. She is now off sick and has a cough, but I seem to be immune. Well, all you that, you might be the carrier of it, so you got to be careful, right? You might be fine. You might have a good immune system and doesn't really seem to bother you too much, right? Crosser 4123 evening, Chris. Happy Easter. Well, happy Easter to you, and you said hi to all. $0.65 for gas. Where's that at, Pete? here and no place to go. Well, what you do is you just stock up on, get some 5-gallon gas tanks and just those cans and just fill a hell of them. Wow, it's that cheap. Then you have like an endless supply for like what, a good month and a half, 2 months? Mr. Gossamer, what's going on? You said, hey, Chris. Oh, cool. Hello, everybody from France. Côte d'Azur, France. Good to see you in there. Limey Watcher, what's happening? Hi, Chris, and all, he says, or they say. Thank you, Mr. Gossamer. Appreciate you. Love your work, man. Many thanks and best wishes. Well, right back at you, man. I hope you and the family are, like, staying away from the craziness and everything, right? I don't think it's gotten any better, to be truthful. I mean, it seemed like it was kind of going to like a little lull kind of thing where people backed off from spending, and now it seems like it's right back up there again. You guys seeing the same thing, or is it just in my area? Again, Mr. Gossamer, thank you, and Mr. 786 Auto, thank you. Oh, okay. Pete, I got you. Randall Tufts, what's going on? Chris, I think some of us have already had a dose of this virus back in January. Yes, I totally agree. And you're in Ohio, I'm almost positive we had it, like you said, even maybe as early as December. In fact, I don't know if you've seen this. They had an article saying, was the cold and everything that was going around in December and January, was that actually the flu then? See, here's the thing. They didn't even recognize it back then. Maybe China did, but we didn't think nothing of it here. I think we already had it. I think I even already had it. Because there was a time when I had, oh God, it was like a sore throat from hell for like 2.5 weeks to a month. And I couldn't shake that darn thing. And finally, it broke and I felt a little better. And I think we already had it. What's going on, the Wookieess? Good to see you in there. Let's see. Yeah, Lane, I was asking the same thing. He said, good Lord, he said, where is it? Where's gas 65 cents? 118 here, and I thought that was cheap. We're still, my God, I think we're still like 179. Even Ohio's cheaper than us. Which I think Randall will vouch for that. Yeah, because I think we're still like, I think I've seen it down to maybe 159, which I thought was pretty cheap considering, before all this craziness went down, right? 420 Alien says 185 here in South Florida. Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, Randall, I haven't, see, when I had it, I didn't have the coughs. I just had, it was basically a sore throat, maybe a little bit of a runny nose, but then I'm thinking, was that something to do with maybe all of the changes and, who knows, right? And the weather, and I don't know. But whatever it wasn't good. And I've never had it that long. It wasn't easy. Let's put it that way. Of course, you said everyone says they think they already had it, but it's just in people's minds. Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, because the flu is always around every year, right? We know that. Or even bad colds, right? So I agree with you to a certain extent, but I've never had it like that. And, of course, I haven't had the flu in a long time. Sometimes I'll get, like, a bad cold in the wintertime, but it's usually not that bad. Like, I'll have, like, one that's really bad. But I know people usually have a ton of these things during the year, or at least the colder seasons. I don't get that. I'm usually don't have it, and then I just get one bad one. But who knows? It's hard to tell what it was. But I know many people around here said they had a cold like they've never had before, and some of them were like feverish. I had a slight fever. So who knows, right? Elaine says she's had it, yeah. So I know me and my son had it. This whole family had it. My 11-year-old grandson was sick for over 3 weeks. Flu, strep, and all the tests came back negative. My son had trouble breathing. That's true. That's one of the biggest things that goes on with it, right? Yeah, Elaine, exactly. That was in January, right? Ted Popernak, he said, hello from Pennsylvania. We're 217. Wow. In southwestern Penn. Well, that's crazy. I'm surprised it's still not quite that high, but every time you go into more and more into the metropolitan areas, it always seems to get right through the roof, right? Pete says, take zinc and quinine to ward off viruses. That's true. I love some of these doctors say, yeah, none of that homeopathic or none of that natural stuff will work. Bull. Bull, bull. I don't believe that for a minute. Ann says, gas here in Chatham, Ontario, gas is 65. Okay. Oh, 65 to 77 and a half. That's not too bad. But, of course, you guys doing in different measurements too, right? Compared to here, we're doing gallons. Yeah, you're not alone, Elaine. A lot of people were the same way. You said I have never had trouble breathing with cold or flu. This was painful. Yeah. Randall, you said headache. Yeah, you said I took my flu shot too, and it always reduces my symptoms. Well, of course, I think, your question was, I've had flu where I felt like I was dying. Why not lock down then? Well, that's true. I mean, they're making a big deal out of it where they have the flu epidemic every year, right? A lot of people die from it, more than right now. I think it's actually way more than now than what we're getting this corona. And I agree. A lot of people are like, this is overdoing it. But on the other side of the token, this is supposed to be more contagious where you can catch it much easier. And it really attacks the body more aggressively than the average flu. So, but I mean, I wouldn't care neither here nor there. The way I look at it is like I'd stay home. I wouldn't give a shit. I'd be just like chilling, got my feet kicked up, watching TV. You know what I mean? It's the way I look at it. David Binge, you say, hi, Chris. Hi, all. Hope you and your family are well, Chris, as well as all the listeners. Best wishes from the UK. We're doing good here, David. I don't know how you are. I hope you're doing well as well. I know some of these countries got it really bad, and some of them are starting to come down from it and everything. So, yeah, the best thing to do is just heed the warning. I mean, even if it's like overblown, you know what I mean, to the point where you're like, Jesus, that's the way I would do it. Only just to be on the safe side. It just makes more sense, especially if you got older, parents, grandparents, maybe really, really young children. You're better off to just chill. You know what I mean? Some people say, I think that's a crock, and it may very well be. Well, like I said, maybe there's a silver lining to this, and it's also, how do we know it wasn't part of the grand scheme, which is to basically reset the environment of the whole planet? Think how many cars have just quit working. I mean, it's still some in the streets and the roads, but I mean, it's nothing compared to what it typically would be, right? So, I don't know. Buffalo's New York Skywatcher, good to see you in there. He said, hi, hey all, happy Good Friday. Yes, and happy Easter to everybody out there as well. All right, and that's what I thought. You guys were in leaders. I was going to say, I'm almost positive you guys were in leaders there. Mimi Rex says, I had my tonsils removed, and since then I'm less sick. Well, that's true. for a while there, I thought I had the strep too. I started taking antibiotics and stuff just to be on the safe side, because we know it's highly contagious, right? So, and yeah, after the 3 weeks, like I felt like I was swallowing gas, like any kind of broken glass or shaved glass. It got better, which is good. Digger, what's going on? You said, hello, Chris. Finally able to catch your hangout. Work schedule been crazy. Well, I hear that. I absolutely hear that. I feel you on that one. Buffalo, New York Skywatcher says, over New Year's I was sick 2 times beginning and the end of January. Told it was bronchitis. Treated with the Z-Pap and steroids. Went away, came back, treated a different antibiotic, steroids. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. You're not the first one to actually have that. People have been getting this weird, it's like this second bout of it and all this other crap. Yeah, I think before everybody knew we even had it or knew what it was, they probably thought it was a regular flu. And then all of a sudden, oh no, by the way, this is corona. David Pence chilling at home, few beers and tunes on TV, but got Chris on it also. Torn between them both. Oh, that's good. Al Core, he said everybody has stopped working in USA. Only the essentials, kind of like hospitals, any kind of grocery stores. I think even some garages, like mechanic garages. Obviously not the hospitals, like I said. And just essentials. The non-essentials have closed down. The things that don't need to really be open, although some things still are. You guys see that? What was it? I don't know if it was the president or something like that. They said they're going to keep open like the golf courses. Yeah, that's essential. Yeah. And I think even the local governor said it here. I'm thinking, are you out of your minds? Everything should close down except for what I like to do in my spare time. I mean, what the hell? I didn't see that, Ted. Popernak, you said, hey, Chris, what do you think about all those things flying around the pink supermoon? I saw that, the moon itself, but I didn't sit there and look at it or anything of that sort. Did you see it on a video, or is it something you saw yourself personally, or I haven't seen it, and but that would have been cool. Oops, excuse me. Josh D says, fellow Hangout fans, hit that freaking thumbs up button. Yeah, slam it. Hammer time. Well, that's true, too. I didn't even think of that. Elaine, you said you remember the people dying of respiratory failure from vaping. I wonder if it was really COVID-19. And you know what? I had never thought about that. Never thought about that. Let's see. Let's see. Actually, I got 64 watching and only 37 thumbs up. Come on, guys, hit it. Bam. The Wookiness says, my advice is to stay away from McDonald's. They let people work with COVID-19 without masks, and people who work there are in strike now, on strike. Jimmy Dore spoke about it today. Huh. Yeah, I don't know how they are on here because they're really, they're not letting anybody who's being tested for it. They're not working. They'd rather see, stay home. We don't need you here. Yeah, Mimi Reacts. You can post a link if you want. Photography like magic. Trump's away with the fairies. He's in cloud cuckoo land. Open America in 2 weeks. What the? You know what? I don't know about you. You know, yay or nay. I think they should close down the damn country for 3 weeks straight. And I mean everything. Let everybody stay home. And actually be fined if you come out. This, in other words, let it, everybody just let it go through their bodies. They get it over with. Boom, everything's good. Of course, you do your shopping before the shutdown and all that other good stuff. And this is after you get your stimulus. If you get the stimulus package, you get it all. You get to do your shopping. Okay, we're closing it down from this time to this time. Everybody buys everything. Boom, stays home. Now, if you're in your own yard, that's fine. But you're not to be next to anybody or you'll be fined. And they can literally wipe this thing out. Why would you want to open the damn thing? I agree with you. Why would you want to open this damn country in 2 weeks? What's he worried about? Well, the economy. Okay, well, everybody's going to get the stimulus package, and they're saying, well, whatever you do, don't hold on to it. Spend it because we need to put it back into the economy. And I know a lot of people are going to do that, right? Which is fine with me. Everybody's can do something with it, right? I don't care if it's paying bills, car payment, house payment, whatever it may be, right? I'm sure people will be looking to spend it or need to spend it. Ed Botson, you said, I'm just wondering if it's one or more types of space alien. Yeah, I mean, I'd be curious to see that if there was a video that somebody had on there, if they were looking through their telescope or whatever and seen these things flying around. Exactly. New York Skywatch, you said clear atmosphere. And that's been going on all over the world. Think about it. Clear up the atmosphere. Things have gotten better. Oceans have been getting cleaner. I mean, the list is going on and on. I'm wondering if there's a much larger picture of this, or it's nothing like to do with like a conspiracy, but more like just a positive side or a silver lining to it, right? I mean, if it's doing the planet good, I don't see that as a bad thing. Of course, I do see people dying as a bad thing, of course, but you know what I mean? It's just that, I would just throw that out there, but people will die, but at least we can, some of these people like, what the hell was it? Dick Cheney, when he was saying how he wanted to curb the population by like 80%. Well, think about it. How do you wipe out X amount of people in X amount of time? There you go. I don't think that's the way to go. And if he actually did say that, he should fall off a cliff. Because I don't think that's right. But I also understand, too, I want you guys to envision, like I said this before, just imagine nobody getting sick other than old age and dying. Can you imagine the explosion in population, what it would look like now? Maybe we would use up all the resources, and that could be a bad thing. But, yeah. Just a little food for thought. What's going on, Noodles? Good to see you there. You said urban sprawl, large yards will be popular. Well, yeah, you have, like I said, I see people hanging out like they're on the streets here, right? I'm in a neighborhood where it's got it's basically a giant oval loop kind of thing. And there's always people walking. It might be husband and wife or just a woman walking or just a man walking, whatever. And they're not next to each other. And if they are, they're like 6 feet apart and they're talking, they're just walking. And it's outside, which is good. And you're outdoors, so a lot less chance of catching it. But when you see these people like clumped together inside a building, and then one of them happens to sneeze, it's like, well, they're all screwed. At least you're hoping not, because if they have the corona, though, they're not going to be doing too well in about, a week or two? Well, you said joke, New York Skywatcher, but, I don't know. Like I said, I like the idea if it is actually clearing up, because they said like Los Angeles is cleared up big time. Oceans have gotten better, and of course it's not going to like clear overnight as far as that, but I mean, where is it? Like in some of the canals in, was it Italy? Even down some family down in Florida, they have in the little canals in a lot of these neighborhoods. They're actually seeing, sometimes you'll see a shark, sometimes now they're seeing dolphins and stuff. I'm like, what the hell? Where they wouldn't go before. And a lot of these, larger fish are coming in. And the funny thing about it is because there's no boat sailing, there's no ferries, there's none of this crap. And so the animals are now doing their natural thing, right? Elaine Walls, I guess you were talking to Alien Tenno. I am skeptical about the 5G. You don't have to be skeptical about it, Elaine. If you look at some of these towers, right, you notice they have these white flat panel pieces on them. Those are the antennas. They're directional, right? And that's so they can triangulate. In other words, they can hit certain directions to other, other cell sites and stuff like that. So, and they're very low powered. The only reason why I'd be weary of them if I lived right in smack dab. In other words, let's say there's a tower and you lived in a high rise and this thing's like facing your direction. It's like boom, you know what I mean? But they're so low powered, it's not even funny, right? Especially 5G. It's actually a lot less bothersome or harmful than 3 and 4G. 5G is supposed to be like straight line and it's supposed to be able to penetrate, easier through like metropolitan areas, right? 3 and 4G, it's a little bit different. You can look it up and you'll see what I mean, but that's not even a major concern. Now, there is, like I said, anytime you're next to a transmitter that's high-powered, that's when you should be worried because depending on the frequency, it can be harmful. But 5G being up on towers way the hell up, and they're very low power. This is the reason why they're highly directional antennas. If they were omni, meaning just an antenna sticking straight out, and let's put it this way, it's like this. I'm going to put the antenna facing you, and it's going out in every direction. It would have to be a lot more power to get the power out in every direction. But because it's a flat panel antenna and it's more, it's directional, then they can use lower power to do that. So I wouldn't really be worried about it. I know a lot of people have been getting a little crazy with that, but that's really not a bad thing to worry about. You can look it up, and they'll break it down for you and what spectrum it's in. It's really not anything that's going to be super harmful on anybody. What's going on there, Phil Cox, with daughters Jessica and Kelsey Brown? How are you? I agree, New York Skywalker. He said, yes, close everything. Let it go. They are dragging this out. Well, again, you and I could stay home for 2 weeks, right? We're all chilling. Okay, let's say I had it. I get over it. All right. I go back out to the workforce. Well, somebody else in the workforce has got it. Now, they say you can get it again. Now, I don't know how true that is because I would think once the body builds up an immunity to it, less chance of you getting it. So, but still, if you've got a weak immune system and you've just gotten over it, go back to work, bam. So I see that as non-productive. I think they should just automatically just shut everything down. Now, they should have just done that, just said everybody closed. Towns are closed. That's it. Close down everything. And they should have done this right from the word go. Everybody would have stayed home. A lot less chance of this spreading. But, I don't know. Hate when this thing does this. Yeah, it just jumped on me again. You hit the button on here, the arrow down, and sometimes it'll just go over a little bit. It usually goes to the bottom of the page, but if you scroll up a little bit, usually you don't lose it, but this one, not good. Al Corey said, Chris, did you talk to Richard Hoagland about your work? No, I actually haven't. I mean, he's seen my work because I've been on his show for like 2 or 3 days in a row, and I was on there with Will from What's Up in the Sky 37, Thomas Schroeder, I think his last name is. We were on there together, and really good show. And, so he's seen some of the work, and we had actually done it live. We were showing this online. And funny enough, I don't know if I told some of you guys before, that the server he had gotten knocked down. They literally knocked it off where we couldn't put pictures on there. It totally screwed up the server. Next day was still shoddy. Even the guy who had it, the admin for that server, he couldn't even get on it. So they had to figure a way back on it. I guess they had a backdoor way of getting into it. Straightened it out somewhat. We still had issues the next day. But that was a really good couple of days because we showed some really good pictures on there and really good stuff. And, yeah. So, to me, it's like, get the stuff out, man. Get it out. Lance Blanco, he said, "Hi, Chris. Sorry I'm late. I was taking a nap." Oh, believe me, I know. I come home and I do the first thing when I come home from work, take a little nap, Then I'll get up and everything else, and I get up around 3:30. I went, ooh, almost time for the hangout. Yeah. New York Skywatcher pretty much canceled summer around here. Well, pretty much canceled my vacation, or at least going anywhere. And in a sense, I don't care because, you guys know as well as I do, depending on the size of your family, right? It could be anything from $3,000 to $5,000 every time you take a good week to 10 days, depending on where you're going, right, for vacation. So, whether it's flights, rentals, wherever you're going, whether it be Disney World, whatever it is that you do. So maybe a good staycation wouldn't be half bad this year. Actually, I've got about 3 vacations this year. So, yeah. So in a sense, I don't really mind what all the craziness has been going on. I don't mind spending some vacation at home and even save myself some cash to boot, right? Oh, yeah. Definitely cleansing here, yep. Ted Popernak, he said, "I've seen videos on other channels of things flying around when people took videos of the pink moon." That's pretty cool. I haven't seen any of this because, of course, I haven't really looked for it either, right? Yeah. This thing just jumped on me again. God, I hate it when it does this. Let's see. What's a very one? What you can find with a. Let me watch it. Yeah, you're talking to New York Skywatcher. I wouldn't mind having one of those P900s, or the P1000, right? But damn, those things are up to what? What are they, like $800, $900 for those things? Even the P900s everybody's dumping is still about $500 to $700, depending on the amount of accessories, right? What's going on there, John Ward? Good to see you there, man. He said, "P.S. I think we had the COVID-19 here in." I'm not sure what that's even. Oh, okay. I forgot where you're from there. I'm drawing a blank here. Earlier this year already, I had weird aches and pains, difficulty breathing, and sore throat. In early January, my worry is the vaccine that's coming. See, that's, like I said, I told you guys, every time I go to my doctor, he says, "You want the flu shot?" Nope, not interested. And that's the thing, they always say, and we've talked about this before, where I said, they go, well, doctors will say, well, if you get the flu shot, you won't get the flu. That's BS. Not everybody does. However, the people with the weaker immune system seem to get it. Sometimes they have real big-time adverse reactions to it. Everything to, I forget what it was. Like I said, I remember one girl that she was athletic and everything else. I mean, she had this shot. Boom. She's like basically handicapped now. She really has a problem doing anything. But now she's on her way to recovery and she's doing well. But, to the strong immune system, I don't think this would be an issue. But to people who have weak ones, yeah. And say, no, I'm good. This is the reason why you have an immune system, so your body will build immunity to it. People go, yeah, but I forget what they said. What was it? I'm trying to remember if they said it on the regular news or what it was, but something about, because we never had it, the body's not going to be immune to it. So giving me the vaccine's going to help? Isn't it the same thing as actually catching it? Only it's much bigger, They say if you get like a real small dose of that virus in that shot, and the shot itself. But here's the thing. There's also a little cocktail of other junk in it. I don't want that stuff in my body. Your body will build an immunity to it. It's as simple as that. It just depends on, like I said, the flu every year. How many thousands of people die from it? And if you notice lately, I've seen it, people are 84 years old, 86 years old, 70. So some younger people too, but because they were compromised, their body, right? I think they said diabetics, people had heart problems, so on and so forth, things like that, right? Phil Cox, you said we need nature, but nature doesn't need us. Exactly. I said this, so we were talking to some family. We were talking about this. I said, actually, guys, we're the virus of this planet. I bet a lot of the animals go, man, I wish these people would just go away. It's like, not good. They're ruining our homes, right? Mimi React says, just look at Chernobyl. It's been over 30 years, and nature is back. Absolutely. And it's getting pretty thriving there, too. Yeah, David, you're right about that. Not the governments, though. They're just puppets on a long string. Yeah, like I said, I don't get into anything, politics. I think it's a bunch of garbage. It's just to give you this feeling that you have some kind of say in all of this garbage. It's, local, maybe your local, governor or whatever you got, local leaders, we'll call them, because I know in different countries you call them different names, right? I think local people, you have a vote on that, right? But as far as the president, it's just a PR puppet. That's all he is. Doesn't matter who it is. They just are. Robert Zostra, you say, hey, Chris, great to see you again. Greetings from Amsterdam. By the way, remote viewing is no joke. Once you master it, it does work. That's what I hear, man. I wouldn't mind trying that myself and then see what happens. But, yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't mind doing it just to see if it is the real deal, right? New Year Skywatcher said, check new news about South Korea. What's going on with South Korea? Let's see. Lucky Mo, what's happening? Good to see you in there, man. OBX Lady 1, he said, heard a lot of bad stuff about it, but if Spectrum is doing it, then I don't think I have to worry about being fried at any government, so to speak. Too much conspiracy theory, I think, got to me. Yeah, it's really not, guys, it's really not a big worry. Like I said, and I've said this, I've got ham radio here and other gear. And like I said, I've got a scanner here because every now and then I like to turn it on and listen to the ISS, the International Space Station. And like I said, I've got, I work off the business band, which is like, I use frequency 151.945. And when you get on there, like I said, if you got the small antenna, I used to call them a rubber ducky on the back of these little CBs. But if you use the one that just screws in the back or uses the BNC connector, you put it in the back. It's about, probably about 6-inch long antenna, right? You key that thing up. Let me tell you something. Your whole face feels radiated, now, and that's only like, if I put on the lowest, it's like 5 watts, right? But it goes up to 45 watts. I mean, you literally feel like your face is like on fire. So this is what I mean by that. But if you got like 5G, which is a lot less, it could be 1 to 5 watts. Well, because again, it's directional. Now, if you were sitting right next to it, literally next to it, that may be an issue. But they're highly directional for a reason, so they can use lower power to do it. Anytime you have an omnidirectional, it has to be a lot more power because it has to transmit in all directions. There's a difference. And so that's really not an issue. You can look this stuff up. I mean, a lot of people are on this. Go on YouTube. You can find all kinds of, hype and conspiracy BS about this 5G. It's a bunch of crap. Oh, yeah, okay, I got you, Elaine. Okay. You said, Chris, I was saying I was skeptical about 5G. Yeah, I mean, well, as long as you are. I mean, because, the thing is, anytime you hear something that's like, wow, like, let's say it bothers you, whatever it may be, right? Whether it be 5G, whatever, just don't go on YouTube. There's a lot of fear-mongering videos out there. They just want to get people to go, look at my videos, check me out, man. Because it's the happening thing right now, right? I mean, I can get on there right now and coronavirus, make my own channel, go, oh my God, it's so bad for you. Oh, I mean, which it is bad, but I mean, I can make up other things in additional to what's going on, so people would jump on my channel. Now, whether I get negative comments or good comments doesn't matter. I'm still getting views, so I'm gonna make that coin, man. And I don't believe that. There's no point in doing stuff like that, and it worries a lot of people who, take it serious just being on YouTube. They're like, oh, wow, this channel said this. Oh, my God, I'm in fear for my life now. Nah, don't do that. Bipolar 5150, you said, well, Fukushima can't spell it. You said, but the place in Japan has plant life still at the nuke plants area. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's probably still not safe for, humans themselves, but yeah. You'll start to see, like, abnormalities going on with the plants and animals and stuff like that. But, yeah, I mean, life will find a way. And once the radiation in a lot of those areas that had accidents, it will fade away and everybody will be fine, life will start coming back. You'll start to see animals, yeah. ZZKJBRY. There's a difference between coherent and incoherent. Check for culminating antennas RE 5G. Well, I mean, again, because I've seen people, like I said, I remember back in 2012, everybody's like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. I'm like, where are these people getting this shit from? The Mayans themselves said it's time for enlightenment. Doesn't mean the end of the planet. But people, they fearmonger this crap and they build it and snowball it. And it's like, stop. Now, if it was something to worry about, now if I read on it and kept reading and looked went through the technical data and I found that it was wrong and everybody else is playing it down, I'd tell you it was wrong. Guys, this is something you should worry about. Phil Cox, you said, I believe most of England had it just before and after Christmas. And I agree, man. It's like December, January here. I guarantee we've all had it. Almost guarantee it. Well, how long did it take before China knew it? At least the people, the officials, they probably already knew it. But I mean, as far as the public, oh, it's a regular flu? Oh, wait a minute. This is a lot more worse than we thought. Let's put it under a microscope and check it out. Yeah. So how long did it take before they figured it out? X15, you were just talking to Jean. You said, I suspect that some humans developed immunities to the virus where some don't. Well, they just have a weak immune system. Maybe you can take medications that'll weaken your immune system. You'll see that all the time. You see on these silly commercials, it'll be like, oh, yeah, these side effects include blah, 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 blah. It weakens your immune system right off the bat, so you're screwed. This is the people that need to stay indoors because of that. You're more susceptible to that. David Benji said, by the way, I loved your last video on Mars, Chris. So much there. Seen a few other bits, too. Awesome, pal. Well, I appreciate it, David. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff in that, man, where they take out a lot of details in that area, and so much manipulation is just crazy. Lantimus Blanco, he said, hey, Chris, did you do a lunar anomaly hangout? I did one to test. I did one that was real short, and then I did another one to test out this the software here and using it live. And I did it. And then, of course, a whole bunch of you guys all jumped in there. And we just had basically a hangout there. But typically, we do it on this channel. Now, it's not like I'm in favor of not doing it. I mean, I don't care to do it there either. But because we've been doing it here, that's why they could just keep having it hang out here, John Ward, you said, my other hobby is amateur radio as well, Chris. The HF bands have been very bad for the last few years now. Can't wait for the solar cycles to get up there again. Well, yeah, I mean, it's every 11 years. So I'm not sure if we're on the up tick on that, or are we... to be honest with you, I haven't been shooting any kind of skip. Haven't been doing anything on the... See, I'm usually on, what do you call it? At the time, I haven't really done anything on regular 11 meters. But, I listen to a lot of shortwave. I've got a Grunding in the other room with a long wire on it. I've got the the scanner here. Like I said, I have a really good antenna on the roof, and I'll listen to the ISS. And somebody just asked about the crew on there. They're doing fine right now, and I'm sure they might have already vaccinated themselves anyway. But because there's so few of them, there's a lot less chance of them catching it. So they're pretty much doing good. But yeah, John, I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of times I was using my Yaesu over here, the 7100, the FT 7100, and I was using that to use on a business band, and because, like I said, I don't have my ticket. I've been wanting to get it, I just haven't, and this has been years ago. I've been saying this, right? Put on the back burner, never get to it, but because I've got a lot of friends who are into ham, and I wouldn't mind doing that, but at this point in my life, there's no way of doing it. Barely have time to breathe. Turklerin Vidisi. Forgive me if I'm screwing that up. You said, hi, Chris. Hello, good to see you in there. Daryl Bashir says, hello, everyone. I'm ready for everything to go back to normal, somewhat normal. Yeah, I hear that. Love to see that myself. Alien Tenny said the vibration of 5G actives the natural secretion of the immune system, i.e., thinking your body needs to attack certain frequencies. Well, again, because this is so low powered, it's really not even enough to bother you. Now, I know people who live, you got a lot better chance of getting cancers and stuff if you live under these high powered lines on these substations on your electric lines. These long runs on these big towers. I mean, hell, you could stand out there with a fluorescent light bulb and it'll light it right up. You don't even have to plug the damn thing in. That's how much it's coming out of the wires. So you get a lot more chance of getting sick or getting medical problems with that than you do the 5G. Glenn Farlow, you said exactly, Chris. These people are looking at this as a great time to make money, hence the fair porn. It's disgusting how they reel people in. I agree. I totally agree with you. I look at some of this crap. Like I said, during the 2012 BS, I'm like, oh, my God, stop. Man. Now, like I said, I had one woman ask me about that, I think, during that time. Say, Chris, I usually follow your channel. I'm really, really genuinely worried about this. I said, please don't. Don't worry about it. You're going to glide right through this. You're going to go, what was all that about? All this hoopla and all this BS? Nothing but trash. Exactly, Mimi reacts. She said, I remember people went crazy during 2012. Yeah, exactly. For what reason? And everybody went, oh, we went unscathed. Nothing happened. Exactly. Nothing happened. Lance Blanco, you said, Chris, there's a large number of comet may hit the Earth shows. Two questions here. One, do you believe that the aliens are really helping protect the Earth? And two, do you think this could stop a comet impact? Or they could stop? Well, if we were to believe that they are looking out for us, which is a good possibility, I am, I'm on the fence about that, to be truthful. But if there are, yeah, they could easily do it. I mean, if they have the power to go from one part of the galaxy to here with no problem, you can bet they can, sway it another way, whether through laser or whatever. And I believe we can do the same. I think we've had that since the 80s to try to ward off anything like that when they had the space Star Wars project. And it may not be to put, weapons up in space, but maybe to, guard us against things that could be coming towards us, right? So who knows? Who really knows? But I think if they are there, yeah, why wouldn't they? If they said, well, let's protect these people on this planet, because clearly they can't, then why not, right? And this thing just jumped like mad. I don't know if it's TMT Girl. EEV Blogs, Dave, did a great video on 5G's lace of dangers. I mean, the best thing I can tell you is that, because there's a lot of people on both sides of this, right? I've read it, and the power output. Now, I don't know if there's other countries that are using much higher power, but if you ever notice, they're way up in towers. So if you're way down on the ground, even if you're right at the foot of that tower, it's not going to bother you because it's literally shooting out in one direction. So you don't have it like beaming down on you like an omnidirectional picture of just an omnidirectional stick antenna, and it's just going out in every direction, and you can name. Then yeah, I would say, and if it's high powered, I'd be careful. But if you're talking about low power, even at 10 watts, the frequency, it can be harmful. But if it's 10 watts and it's purposely being shot from one tower to another, then there's a lot less chance of any damage going on for the person themselves. But look the stuff up if you're mainly concerned. I always tell people that, listen, we can listen to everybody on the internet, but, just look at the technical part of 5G and Google it. Is 5G harmful? And if it takes you to a YouTube video, don't go by that shit. Go by something that's a technical forum or some actual technical information about it, and they'll tell you the truth. Jerry MC, what's going on? You said hello from Scotland. Good to see you in there, man. I'm going to jump all the way to the bottom. If I missed anybody, just go ahead and drop the comment again because I'm going to go all the way to the bottom here. A lot of you guys are really commenting here. Elaine Walls, thank you very much for your support. I do appreciate you. You said, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Love to all. Are you taking off, Elaine, or are you just throwing that up there? Michael Stark, he said, what's up, Chris? Happy Good Friday, everyone. What's going on, Michael? Oops. You got that right there, Alien Tano. You said you were answering actually Mimi, but he said even if a mask won't protect you, at least it stops you from sneezing, coughing out crap that will at least protect everyone around you. And that's the thing, man. You got to at least try, right? If you're trying to make the difference in, either staying home, wearing the proper gear. I mean, guys, I wear this goofy, something like you'd see in a hospital where they got the actual shield. It's a clear shield with a mask. We got to wear that now. We actually had the Army come in today. And, of course, they give you this little lecture on what to do and how you can, really, guard against the coronavirus. So they're going to every business around that's essential, and they're just going around to everybody, and they're just explaining. They say, well, you guys got the shield on, which is good, and the mask and stuff like that. And it makes a difference. Even if it isn't 100% foolproof, it doesn't matter, right? At least you're trying to do your part, and if it drops the chance of you getting by 70% or whatever it is, then it's better on us, isn't it? All right, got you, Eileen. Nope, just wanted to send my love early. Well, I appreciate that. Nothing but love back at you. MC Gamer just got the Mars mission experience on VR from the PS4. Absolutely brilliant. I'll bet that is pretty crazy. Annette Smith. Hey, Chris from Calgary. What's going on? Annette, I hope you're doing well. Trying to stay away from this craziness as well. Brian Long, what's going on? What's up, Christopher? He said, what's going on, man? Good to see you there, Brian. Oh, sunny in Vancouver. Yeah, but noodles have got a lot cooler here, man. It's like, man, it's saying, well, the dew point's saying 26, so it's usually a ruler of how cold it's going to get here. But it's like 49 degrees Fahrenheit here, and man, we've been having like 70, 80s, all of a sudden now, like it's going to be crap here for the next week. It's supposed to be like on and off showers, upper 40s, lower 50s, and as far as, again, Fahrenheit. I know you guys go by Celsius. So yeah, it's been crazy, man. It's just like, I think the last few years, I mean, we didn't even have a spring. It went winter, summer. I mean, it just made that transition so quick. I don't think we had a week of spring. That's how crazy it was. Joss, you said, Chris, in my town in Holland, I have seen one guy with a face mask the past weeks, LOL. With a face mask the past weeks, LOL. It seems here not enough for hospitals, let alone on sale for the general public. Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's hard to find that stuff. I mean, you really can't. Renee, there they are. Renee von Oosterhoorn. Hello, Chris. Hello, Chris. All good. Well, hopefully. Yeah. John Sharp. Chris, the ISS chatter, is it live? Absolutely. You can't hear it all the time. It depends on when they're broadcasting. A lot of times, you'll hear them broadcast like to schools. Obviously, there's no schools right now. You'll hear them every now and then. You just turn it on and just hope you hear them because I'll lock it in on the frequency and just hope you can hear something, right? So, that's a good thing, and every now and then you can track them too. They got the ISS tracker. You can look it on Google and you can see exactly where it is and you can track it yourself. Just put on a scanner. Or I think there's actually a live feed you can do on the actual computer too. You can look that up too. You can actually hit a live feed. Yeah. In fact, I had done, what was I saying? I forget how the title was. You could look it up at International Space Station, the ISS. I think it was, is the ISS really where they say it is, or something like that. And you can go right on my homepage and just type it in the search box. And I did like when somebody said, oh no, it's like what do they say? Like it's an animation, which it is. But it's an actual tracker. And I said, well, it's supposed to be over the islands, and I forget where it was supposed to be at the time. Where was it at? It was right going over Central America, I believe it was. And I said, okay, it's showing here, it's getting closer. Now let's see the live stream of the ISS. So they had that, and they had the live stream, which actually had the cameras looking down, right? And you can see it just as it came. I said, well, we should be seeing land. There it was. And then, of course, you can listen to them talk. But they got to be within, depending on your scanner and your antenna, you have to have at least, a really good antenna outside, right? You can hear it, but you won't hear it very long if you have an indoor antenna. I've actually heard it. I'm over here in the tri-state area. You got Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia. They were over next to Michigan. I could hear them with no problem. They come up real low, and then they'll come up real high. You get up around, Jean Ward's still on, he'll understand what I'm saying, but like 9S units, almost 30S units, which means full-scale receive. You'll see your meter go up, and then you start to see it come back down. So, it's just crazy how it is. But you'll hear them every now and then. They don't talk all the time, so it's basically just keep it on, and then you'll hear them. And a lot of people I know that will actually talk with them. They'll just throw in some quick questions, and then they'll get back to them, just have a quick QSO, which is basically a conversation with them. Daryl Bashir, Mars anomalies are great, but I love moon videos. I need more. Yeah. See, guys, here's the thing I wanted to tell you, because I said this in my last video. I was going to actually put a video on, I think it was Tuesday evening. But then I had my cat actually pass away. I had her for 16 years. She passed away on me. And, I was not in any shape to do anything that day. Again, when you got a pet that's as old as your son and had around since he was an infant and stuff like that, and she was closest to me than anybody in the family, She passed away, and the hardest part was probably saying your last goodbyes and burying her. So that wasn't fun at all. And I know a lot of you people have had pets, and this has happened. So this is the reason why you only had like one video come out this week. Lantimus Blanco, you said it's raining like crazy here in Southern California. Didn't they just have snow as well? I don't know if it was in the northern part of California. We just got our butts kicked, not last night, but the night before. Man, we had like 60 to 70 mile an hour winds, hail, you name it. It was pretty kick-ass, man. It was, I think it was like 1 o'clock in the morning we got hammered. Glenn Farlow, you said, Chris, I really enjoy your channel. I have always watched you, but you've completely stopped coming up on my recommended videos. Yeah, they'll do that. YouTube they have this knack of doing that to some of these channels. You just got to check periodically if you just jump on there once a day just to see and see if anything's new there. Because a lot of people have been saying that. I said, I know, these guys are slick. It's like, if anybody's monetizing, which I really don't understand, it's counterproductive for them, right? If they don't put you on the suggested videos on the right-hand side, then how are they making their money? Because obviously they get it through any kind of ads on my channel and a million other people's channels. So to them, it's kind of counterproductive as far as I'm concerned, right? But yeah, just check back every day, I may post one I usually like to do it like between Monday and Tuesday, at least the first one, and then try to do it Wednesday and Thursday. And like I said, I just had my cat basically die on me there, and I was in no shape to do anything that day. So I said, well, we'll what the hell? Oh, okay. So I ended up getting one out yesterday, the other day. So, which is cool. At least I can get one of them out, right? Let me see here. All right. Yuri G, what's going on, Yuri? With love from Israel. Good to see you there, man. Bipolar 5150. No, I sure am not. You said at Modern Only and Beyond. Are you a video game player by any chance? No, I'm not. Whoops. Hate it when that happens. Let's see. Annette Smith, I'm not sure what you're talking about. He said, why do they let you watch a video, you save it, next day it's deleted? I don't know. Let me see. Oh, I hate when this thing does this. Whoops. All right. Here we go. A little better here, I think. Alien Town, California, full of snowflakes. Isn't that wrong? Photography like magic. Losing a pet is like losing a child. The Chinese eat their dead pets. Yuck. Yeah, I don't think I'd be doing that. Al Corey, you said, I think we cannot wait a disclosure from our governments. We, Chris, are the disclosure. Well, yeah, I mean, we can at least get close to it, right? So, yeah. What the hell? All right. Odds Gravity said, "I'm so sorry. 2 Christmases ago, we lost all of our old kitties to old age and a few other pets and 2 people. So I really know what you're going through. I hope you're all right." Yeah, I'm fine now. I mean, it was held, basically burying her and stuff like that. Yeah, she was basically old age. She was 16 years old. In fact, it was weird because my brother. Yeah, it was last week that he had lost his, 16 years old. So, yeah, it's not fun. I mean, especially when, the family all is attached to because they're basically family members at that point. So, yeah. Yeah, it sucks. John Ward, you said, Chris, I'm also into WXSat polar orbiting satellites operating at 137 mega. Okay. There's a homebrew quadriphilia. Okay. Quadrophilia antenna. That's a different antenna. Yeah, I enjoy just listening to it a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's a whole new world as opposed to just sitting down watching TV, right? So, yeah, I find it interesting. I like to do that. I was hot and heavy into CB before I moved down here, but not in the CB aspect. A lot of people are like, yeah, just sit there. It's okay to rag chewing and stuff like that. But I used to love it. I was actually running illegal on CB band on the 11 meters. I was running like 1,000 watts PEP out of my house, and I was living in a 3-decker house at the time. The antenna was like 15 feet off of that. I had a 15-foot mast and I had an Antron 305, not like the 99s or more heavy duty. And I used to talk all over the place, and I loved DXing more than anything. Everything I've talked to, Australia, everywhere in the UK, Fairbanks, Alaska, you name it. What was the other one there? It was way out, and I didn't even know where the hell this was. Let me think here. Oh, Faroe Island, which I didn't realize where the hell that was at. I'm like, where the hell's Faroe Island? So I had to ask the guy, and the guy told me right out. He says, yeah, it's between Greenland and Iceland, and it's basically a little island. And he was running the 3-element Yagi beam, and I forget what he was running for a transceiver, but it was pretty interesting. He says, the first time I ever talked to the United States. I said, well, it's mutual. I've never talked to anybody in Faroe Island. So I thought that was interesting, pretty cool. Let me jump down here in the bottom again. Oops. What does it say? Yeah, it's a crush. Yeah, you said, they're family members. Thanks for the reply. I'm glad you're all right, and I'm glad you took time to grieve. It's the least you can do to mourn them. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some people are just like, they're real cold about it. It's like, no big deal. To me, it's like, it's much more than that. If you're going to have a pet and you've got it for X amount of years, yeah, you're growing attached to it. In fact, they've got a picture of her actually laying on my, I don't know if it was here. Nope. I'm sitting on the couch here. I've got my other cat on the side of me here. And she's right on my chest. I'm sitting there watching TV, and I got my other cat, Smokey, on the side of me there. But she's completely comfortable there. I think I got another one here, too. I'm not sure. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing you can do. It's if you could turn back time or basically, you know, stop it from happening, you would do it, right? All day long, you'd do it. So, but it is what it is. Yeah, I was just chilling, man. I think I had come home from work and just tired, beat, and so I'll just sit down and I picked her up and then put her on my chest, and she just slept there. So. Um, Pete Ferrari said Tesla wanted to send power through the atmosphere. Can 5G be more dangerous? Absolutely not. No, because if you think about how much, it's radio waves, right? Is energy. So if you're sending this, how much would you have to send to like power every home? There's just basically no way you could do that. It would be like, and depending on the frequency, it's like, can you imagine transmitting this all over the place? Yeah, that would definitely be harmful. Again, depending on the frequency. But no, definitely not worse. Maybe Rax. Oh, she was beautiful. Yeah, she was cool. She was a good cat. In fact, I swear to God, I think she was she might have been a dog in a prior life because, I mean, I throw them zip ties. I throw them across the room, and she literally run after it, get it, and bring it right to me. I'd sit like Indian style on the floor, and she'd just drop it right there in front of me, or she'd get on my lap and just put it on me. I'm like, what the hell? She might have been a dog in her prior life. Who knows, right? Oops. Jean, you said I operated on 20, well, yeah, the international frequency, 27555.0, of course, and got amazing skip using an extended double Zeppelin. Got skipped to Hawaii from South Africa, halfway around the world. A lot of radio amateurs use this band. Absolutely. And I love that because, usually it's, now it depends on the day, right? I mean, depending on the country, too, because it either be upper or lower sideband. And I had no problem talking anywhere. I even was on the skip band. We used to call it the on channel 6, and it was funny. I mean, you needed at least 1,000 watts to talk on that channel, or you weren't talking at all. And if you weren't using 1,000 watts, you better have at least a good high directional beam. My buddy had a 6-element on the vertical side, and I'll tell you what, he dominated with that thing. Really good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed skip. You'll know where this place is. When you said South Africa, I was talking to people in East London, which is on the very southern tip of South Africa. So when I talked there, I was like, there's no way. And these guys run a D-Expedition. They had a Range Rover, and they had a 3-element Yagi beam, and they were, again, I don't remember the gear. I had it written down in my logbook, but really, really cool stuff to be able to talk. Anybody could do it like, doing it online, right? But when you're doing it over the airwaves, it takes some skill and takes a little bit of patience, No, photography like that. It's a Sony. You said, is that a Revox, reel-to-reel? No, it's a Sony. That one there, when my uncle passed away, his wife was, gave it to my mom. And that's nice because I'll tell you what, he got that in the 70s where that was all push button. That was not that clunky old shit, you know what I mean? You just, like almost a soft touch button. They all lit up. Got the nice VU meters. It needs belts now because it's so old, but I keep it under a plastic cover just to keep all the garbage and dust and everything out of it. So, because that's not any good. And I got the big remote controller. It's all wired and everything else. Really, really nice piece. I had it when I had first gotten it. I was playing some of the old stuff. He had a lot of oldies. I'd play on it and just pump it through my Onkyo, and really, really cool. Noodles, you said, Chris, please critique the 45-second 3 UFOs over the moon video uploaded this week. Who uploaded it? It's a Crouch, you said, thanks for sharing the memories with us. Very cute. It's sad to say, but maybe your brother's cat needed her in heaven. Well, the thing is, I'm not sure what happened to his. I know he said that he has a tough part. He actually had to have his put down, and I was like, oh man, I was hoping I wouldn't have to come to that. You know what I mean? Because it's tough to just say, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and put her down. Like she just get to the point where kind of like a human being, they get hot and it's got real difficult to breathe, but she could still walk around and everything. In fact, the day I came home from work, which I typically do. I go in and she'll meow at me and I'll pet her. And keep in mind, this is what you guys don't know, is that just almost 2 years ago, she went blind. She had a stroke. And so the thing about it is she'd still meow every time I came in the door. I pet her, she purred and everything else. Everything was good. Took a nap for about, I don't know if it was like an hour and 40 minutes or whatever it was. But then my son came to the door and said, there's something wrong with Midnight. And I said, oh, God, that's not good. And that's when we found her. So lived a good life. We gave her a good home. And that's all we can, you know what I mean? And that's what you hold cherish, you dearly to your heart. That's the way I look at it. And then you got 7 cats. Whoosh. We've got two left. I got one big, fluffy, long-haired cat, and I've got the gray one you've seen on the side of me there, Smokey. They're all like 1 year apart. I got the black one you just seen in 2004. Smokey was 2005, and the latest one was 2006. So they're all like a year apart within, they were all kittens when we got them. Photography Light Magic, you said we have a wee Yorkie called Alfie. Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, you got to enjoy the pets while you got them. I mean, they're just awesome. Bipolar 5150, you said, aren't microwaves, don't they cook from, from or radio wave? Basically, I think they were like a 2.4 gig, weren't they? Trying to remember off the top of my head there, but they are, but they're actually concealed within the microwave, you know what I mean? But yeah, it can be very dangerous. Travis, Hoochin, you said I can't have a cat because my dog, he's too aggressive. At least my son has one. And I have 3 neighborhood cats that come by almost every night looking for the rodents. Other than that, or just feeding them, because either way, right? Mimi reacts, no, I haven't seen anything about it. Of course, I haven't really searched for that or any kind of information about it. But you said your question was, are there any updates about the signal that repeats every 16 days? And yeah, I mean, that was interesting to me. That I don't think that's a natural phenomenon. Like I said, they're receiving this signal every 16 days, and it's repetitive. So, and this is from outer space. And they go, of course, SETI's kind of taking it lightly, which I think they're just playing that off for the public. But what I find interesting is that, these guys were, saying, oh, yeah, but it's coming from different areas. He's kind of like shrugging it off, kind of like, yeah. It's from like X amount of billions of miles away here and only maybe a few billion miles from here. I said, what the hell does that even mean? That's like saying, we all have walkie-talkies. Well, his signal's stronger over there, so clearly that's something else. And, that's a lower signal over there, so that's nothing. What do you mean? There could be communication between galaxies or parts of the universe. What the hell does that even mean? To me, that can't be natural. Not every 16 days. It's like clockwork, man. It's like, what? No, Michael, I haven't seen that. You said, Chris, did you see the viral video of daytime crescent moon captured by amateurs showing 3 large crafts flying over the surface, casting huge shadows? No, I haven't seen that one. If you got a link to it, Michael, go ahead and drop it. We'll have a look at it. Noodle says, still got 3 cats. Well, enjoy them, man. It's the best thing to do. Bush Corey, hey, good to see you. He said, hi, Chris. Didn't get a notification. Hope all is well and safe. We're doing fine here, Corey. I hope you're doing well as well. Again, staying away from this craziness, right? Glenn Farlow says, have a good one, guys. Got to run. All right, Glenn. Good to see you here, man. Appreciate you being here. Elaine, you said I have 6 cats, 2 indoor and 4 outside. fake a limp and show up at my house and you are set for life. Pretty much, yeah, just feed him one time. You got a friend for life too, right? Which is nothing wrong with that, especially if they're cool cats. Odds of Grabs, you said we describe our cats as dog-like too. Our skinny one, I take on a leash there, Sphinx. Oh, those are cool. Very pretty. So they have to make sure that they don't escape the guard. Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah, it's not something you can just, it's just your normal domestic cat, right? You definitely don't want to see them run off. Let me see. Lane Wentworth, what's going on? Or Ian Wentworth, I'm not sure if that's a capital I there. Hey, Chris, how's it going? I'm doing fine here. I hope you're doing. I think it's Ian. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mimi says, can someone post a link to that video? Yeah, please. Oh, okay. Bush Corey, I'll check it out. See, I haven't even been, I'm being truthful, I haven't even really had a chance to really jump on that. And, it's crazy because before all this craziness went down, I was checking all of that, getting back to everybody. I haven't really got too many emails. My apologies, guys. I'm really sorry for that. It's been super busy. William Johnson says, cat guy here. Keeps the rodents from doing damage. I agree with you, man. I think in my my last house, it was funny because we had this one little mouse that would come out, and it would literally come through. That's when we had the gas burner stove, and the damn thing would literally pop its head out of the burners. I said, you little son of a bitch. So one time, my biggest cat, she's a long-haired domestic, I'd seen her shoot from the couch up on that damn thing. I never seen that rodent again. I said, rodent must have went, oh, hell. There's like 3 cats in this damn house. And, of course, we don't have any problem with mice or any of that anyway, but one of them must have just got in there somehow, and we never seen another one after that. I don't know how it got in, but that was the last time we ever seen one. MG Toe, what's going on, man? Good to see you in there. He says, thumbs up, everyone. Hammer time. Hit that thumbs up. Definitely appreciate it. Okay, I got you, Bush Corey. Under name Gary. All right. Oh, you got shop cats and house cats. Cool. Oops. Let me hit this here. Morning to you there, Marcus Peters. Good to see you in there. Michael G says, love your work, Chris. Me and my 8-year-old daughter, Lily, always watch your videos. Keep it up, buddy. Well, shout out to Lily. Hope you're doing good. I hope everybody's doing well. Staying out of the craziness. And, yeah. Stay safe there, Michael. That's for sure. Maybe react. My mother-in-law's cat is a bird murderer. I think most of them could be. Hey, Mags Gay, what's going on? He said, hi, Chris. Your vids are keeping me sane. Last one was, way a bite. What? It was a war zone. Enjoy studying it. Oh, okay, I got you. Thanks for taking the time. Well, I appreciate you being there and checking out there, Mags. Crooks not 76. Lost a pet snake in my house 5 years ago. Did it actually crawl off and you never found it, or actually lost it, like it passed away on you? That's crazy. Mike Hoover, what's going on? He said, what up, Chris, man? Video's been flowing, and that you. Sweet. Thank you, I think you meant. I know the spell check on these phones can really drive you insane. Michael G. Thank you so much, mate. Lily is smiling so much. That's awesome. Keep watching. Travis Hoochin, you said I have a mouse infestation. I think they are breeding under my sink. I left too large of a hole from the... Oh, okay. Dishwasher code. My terrier mix catches them. Well, what you can do is get them sonic things you plug in the wall. It's like, Pest Away or whatever the hell they call them. They got different names for them. But there's a friend of mine where she said they had done some work on the house, part of her house. I don't know if it's adjoining apartment or whatever it is. But she has some kind of mouse infestation too, and she says, it's just crazy. I can't use anything bad in here because, she's got her son and everything else. I said, use a little sonic boxes you plug in the wall. It's like Pest Away or whatever they call them. And basically radio waves chases them away. And she said, man, that thing works like the bomb. So maybe it'll work for you too, right? All right, let me show you guys something here. I wanted to show you guys, remember the last time we did a pan? Well, let's do this. I want to show you guys this. This is pretty cool. This is one of my favorites. Now, anybody who's been following me for a long period of time is going to know this or see this because, and they're going to be familiar with it because this is cool. To me, when I seen this a long time ago when I first made this video, it was absolutely awesome because when I saw these blocks, I went, no way is this natural. But there's a weird twist to it, right? So... let me see if you can find this thing here to begin with. All right. So, this thing's right in the way of the camera. But, this area right here alone. Now, let me just show you some of the weird things that are in here. Okay, first we got this cube here. Right there. Nice 90-degree angles. You got one, you can see the edge of this thing going up. I don't know how well you guys can see this little yellow arrow here. But, you can see, I'm going to put everything we see right here in the middle of the screen. Got this block here, right? And it has some kind of like details or some kind of features on the side of this. There's also something sticking very faintly out of the side of this block right there. I found this cool because there's different shapes. And I've done this video where people go, oh my God, that is just cool. That, and then when you move down to here, you got this flat plate right here. I'm going to put it right there in the middle of it's got that silverish look to it. Tilt your head to the right. It almost looks like a face has been drawn on it. You can see like what looks like an eye right here. Again, right in the middle of it. And it's got like the mouth and it looks like it has a shape of a head laying on the ground. Now, this may be the pareidolia part where it just looks like that, right? But again, you tilt your head to the right and look at this thing. It almost looks like a face of some sort, right? This here is crazy too because they've no doubt in my mind that they've actually buried whatever this is right here in the middle of the screen, right next to this other, what looks like a face on this flat stone, but right there, and it has what looks like these two little indentations, which could be shadowing it, but I mean, there's something right there. They're burying this because you see the fuzz around these objects. Like right here, you can't, depending on what you're watching now, you may not see this, but there's an actual block, like, well, there's an actual seam right there because this has been stitched, right, because this is a pan. But you can see where it's blurred out more in that area of that object than the rest of it. So, yeah. This is where it gets cool. Now, I've said this before, and I find it hard to believe that this block is actually normal or natural. These blocks themselves. This one right here in the middle of the screen. You can see this curvature of this block right here. It's got this nice radius in the front of it. Right there. I'm just going like back and forth with the cursor, and then it has this little straight edge, goes back, and then when you look at the back, it gets even a little bit more cooler because it goes to the back of it. It actually goes back out like it has like a part of it that's actually further back. So the shape of it goes back a little bit more, goes straight across, comes back down, and then goes to that other corner in the back left corner. What? Is that natural? I don't think so. This block above it and a little to the left, no way is that natural. Check this out. Comes down like this on a slant, has this nice curvature to the top of it. See that? And goes down. And like I said, the bottom seems to look, at least the way it looks on my screen, it looks like it echoes the top part where it's got that curvature to it. The bottom almost looks the same way. See that? That is cool. I don't think these blocks unnatural in any way, shape, or form. And notice this other block now. I'm going to put it back in the middle of the screen. There's actually a cutout where this thing was sitting. Right there. It's like it was like there to accommodate this block, and it's right there. Okay? And again, that one just above and to the left, look at the way that stone is, or that block. No way, no how. Check that out. And I did a video on this, and I'll be damned if I can find it. I got to try to find it again. Anybody who's following me knows exactly what I'm talking about. This is another crazy thing, and this may be a pareidolia to the max. I don't know. But this is where it gets cool. Or cooler. Right here, there's this flat rock. I'm going to put it right smack dab in the middle of the screen if I can. Right there. Right here, there's this edge of this rock. But look at what's on the rock. If you guys have a nice high-resolution good-sized tablet or computer monitor, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It looks like a 2D animal carved into this thing. It has what looks like the head of it right here. What it does is, if you can follow the cursor, I know it's kind of small. I should have made it bigger for this, but it goes up like this. There's like a little ear, another ear right there. The head of itself, it's got an eye right here. Comes down like the nose part of it, and the mouth would be down here. And it has almost like a square head, and it's like looking down. But it looks like it has this little thin neck to it and has the body to it. Now, again, this could be just the way the light's shining off. It might be nothing more than just that, right? A pareidolia thing. But nonetheless, that's crazy right there. The other thing I wanted to show you, this smaller piece right next to this block. What is this right here? I'm going to try to get as close in as I can to this. Right here, look at this object right here in the middle of the screen. I'm going to put it right there. Look at the design of this piece right here. It literally almost looks like a giant, you know, like the old keys that used to go in the doors. It's like this big part, and then it goes to this narrow piece. Well, you can see it right here. It has this, it comes out like this here. Has like a larger either oval hole in it or roundish. It depends on it because we're looking at an angle. So, and it looks like a smaller one here. Of course, we got a stitch line running right here, but nonetheless. Going down like this, but this piece, and there's something right underneath it right there. Has like a round cutout. It's lighter around this, almost looks like an egg kind of shape. See that? Right there. What do you guys think of that? I'm going to stop him for a second so we can see what's going on. Yeah, John, yeah, it looks like a paving stone. It looks like it's, that's, you know, the way these things are put together. Now, here's the killer part to it. This is what's interesting. This is what's interesting. All right, let's back out of this. Okay, check this out, guys. Here's the wheel marks of the Rover. All right, I'm going to zoom in. Check this out. Keep in mind, the wheels are 20 inches high, 16 inches wide. How big are these objects? All right, there's another wheel mark right there. You see it got on a stone right here, so you don't see the rest of this one right here. But you see one to the left here on the screen, one here almost smack dab in the middle. And take a look at these objects. How big are these things? If these things are 16 inches in width, how big are these blocks? 3 inches? 4 inches? That's why people are saying, man, there might be little people on this planet. Maybe it's not too far-fetched. But here's the thing that pisses me off. They're running right over the stuff. They're literally driving over this stuff. Check this out, too. Where can I find this? Where's that other block? I just saw it. It's almost like they got these custom fitting blocks, like you can see right here in the middle. Like you can see this nice straight edge. Almost looks like there's something small right there, like light colored, a little nodule on the top. See that? Something right here. Not sure what this is, little thing next to this rock is. Right there. But they're literally driving over this stuff. Guys, look at this right here. Here's another example. Just happens to be this dirt on this piece right here in the middle, but check this white piece out here. Nice straight edge in the back. Comes down. Look at the shape of this thing. It has like this really wide V. Like it's facing you. The V's facing you. It has this nice straight edge again in the back. Comes down. This wide V type thing. And it happens to be white underneath this. That's why I'm saying they're taking this texture of the sand, maybe using the lasso tool of this Photoshop and just putting it right on top of where they need this, or it just happened to be dirt had fallen on it when they rolled over it, right? That's what really ticks me off, is that the fact that they're doing this kind of thing, there's no way, no how is this stuff natural. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. When I see this proved absolute proof to me that this stuff was constructed somehow. This block right here, look at the way this thing's shaped. Now, this may be nothing more than a rock, right? And it just happened to move in the sand because the soil kind of did that. And again, it could happen the same way with this block. But again, look at these blocks here. Really? Is that really natural? I don't think so. Let me just see this other pot too. We can find this. This is a good pan, and I'll give you guys the link to it. This is really interesting. Let me go back out. It's hard to find this one here at times, but let me see if it's over here. No, it wasn't over here. But see how they just drove over this? And a lot of this looks like a concrete. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but look at that. Or some kind of statue thing, because this is what I find interesting. Look at this block here, right? It almost looks like it has this carved out ridge right there, running like this, right in the middle of the screen here. Doing this, and it has like, it's got some height to it, like it's been carved onto this stone. But it looks like something like a concrete like we'd use here on Earth, right? Got this object right here. Look at the shape of this. I find that pretty interesting. I'm just checking the comments here. I agree with you, Photography Light and Magic. He said, rock my ass. Exactly. I don't, it's the first time I've seen this. Is from Saw 184, and you can see it here. If I do, let's see. Right here, and you can get, these are all been put together. I believe it was, let me see. Yeah, this is by Keith Laney, which does a fantastic job of doing these pans. So kudos goes to him for that. But he's basically taken all of these. There's 3 pages of these right here. And basically sewn them together to make this Gigapan. It takes quite a bit of work. And you can see when it come out. It was February 10th, 2013. And it's, again, is Saw 184. And really, really interesting stuff here, guys. And I find it really cool that, you know, the stuff we can find in here is just awesome. Let's see if I can find that other piece here. But again, they're rolling right over this. Again, look at this. I'm not sure what to make of this. Kind of weird straight edge at the top of this. And look at the way it comes down. Almost like it has a V bottom to it. Of course, this is really... It's got this dirt on it, so it's hard to make out anything of it. So it could be anything. It could be just simply a rock, right? Philip Kravisky, Tavesky, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Say hello, sir. Good to see you there. Yeah, Jean, he does. He does do some really, because I like the way he uses the PDSs on these, which is the best way to do it. Sometimes you can get lucky, though. Even on the regular JPEGs, you can find something really decent if it's not way off in the distance. And sometimes you got to deal with that blurriness, that crap, and everything else. Yeah. Like this here. It's a good example. Almost looks like another, again, like a pot of concrete of some sort, right? Alcor, these ruins are in better state than my house. I hope not. Especially if you had a Rover run over them. Well, yeah, I guess you're right there, Elaine. Well, technically, all that is rocks, concrete rocks. Well, technically, yeah. Let me see what that other piece was. This was... I don't know if I'll find it in here, because it might have been in another... pan or photo, which I believe it might have. This is cool and interesting too. Again, it just happens to have this white piece right here. I appreciate you there, Mike Hoover. Thank you very much for your support. And guys, if I missed you, if you do support the channel with like, monetarily, I'm over here looking at this screen. I'm not looking at this one. I just happened to catch this, so thank you. Please, I'm not blowing you off. I promise you I'm not. And I'm going to try to see every one of these, so, I don't want to miss anybody. And I want to definitely give a shout out and thank you to you. Jean Ward, you said, did you guys check out the Tyler a couple of days ago? I wonder when he's doing his, I don't know. I mean, it's weird how he's just coming out of nowhere, just going to do a COVID-19. Now, he may be doing some research into it and trying to figure out where it came from, which, again, to me, this is an actual, it's been patented. It's something that was manufactured. And if they do have it, guess what? Yeah, they got the, we're going to use the term antivirus, or, they definitely have the cure for it. Let's put it that way, right? But again, guys, like in the middle of the screen, we have this white piece right here. And notice how the rest of this is nothing more than like the same color as the dirt. Well, what's this white that's underneath this? See it? It's like they just kind of went over it real quick and then, oops, forgot. Mike Hoover, good question. You said, so if we're standing there, we would be looking down at a nickel-sized stones? No, I'm guessing this would probably be around, again, we can zoom back out of this, and I can show you this. This is interesting because when I first saw this, I said, wow, man, how small are these things? Again, here's the wheel marks. We're looking from a distance right there. And again, these wheel are, they're 16 inches in width. So if you're looking at this right here, these things could be 2 to 3 to 4 inches wide. Some maybe a hair bit bigger. I don't know. Yeah. Again, here's just one of the tread marks of, you can see it right there. It goes like this. I'm going to put it right in the middle here. Does this. Like in that double Z formation kind of thing. And you can see these rocks. They're probably 3 to 4 inches. You got that other cube type rock here. Look at the nice straight, perfect, nice crisp edge on that. 90-degree angle and up the long side of there. What? I don't think some of these are rocks. Look at the way this curvature of this is right here. It's almost like it was a statue of something at one point. And see how this has been, like they really went over and manipulated this. See that? There's something right there. There's a line right there. This right here next to it. Got this straight edge, comes down, goes across, drops down, has this angle piece to it. Is that natural? I don't know. Look at these pieces in here. This piece goes up straight like this, has this almost stretched out triangular shape. That was right next to that piece I showed you guys earlier. Right there. What's going on there, Frank? FC Mackin. You know the rovers are video capable, yet NASA refused to show any. Frank, exactly. Exactly. They're not going to do that. Eva. Clock together? How did it happen that NASA did not yet offer you a job? Yeah, good question. Les Sweet, good to see you in there. He said, your question was, is there a technical term for the ground soil on Mars, like how soil is called Earth? Well, I mean, they could call it Earth, even though it's not Earth, but basically it's just soil, Of course, they call it different ones depending on the actual sand, soil, rock, whatever it may be, right? Oh, here's another part right here. This is cool. Right next to this, check the way this block, okay, right here is. Now, I did a video on this particular one. You've got this straight piece right here on the side of it, right? Comes down. Has a nice 90-degree angle, this small 90-degree angle. Does another one, goes across. Another 90-degree angle goes in. And then you see this round face of this rock, right? Goes like this here. Nice and rounded. But has a piece sticking out here, as well as another one on this side. What's the chance of that? Almost looks like the same distance apart. See that? From this nodule sticking out to this one here. Because this one's kind of hard to see because it is on an actual stitch line right there going up the screen, right? But you've got 1, 2. You've got this square piece right here, all rectangular, well, edge, if you will, or piece sticking out right there. And you get the straight edge going like this. But check this thing out. And it's actually gray on this side of it, but they didn't do it over here. See that? And if you look at this, it has pieces sticking right up over here. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hard to tell what that is, but what do you guys think of that? Oops, this thing just jumped up on me again. God. Brian Norton says, looks like a bunch, to me, a bunch of metal. They painted brown to make it look like a shitty red dust that's plastered everywhere. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the way I look at it. Skunky420, what's going on? Good to see you in there. I'm just checking the comments here, guys. Mike Hoover, you said, love this study style video, Chris. Very cool. First time I haven't studied Mars alone. Yeah, I mean, it is cool, right? I mean, you get to see it and everybody else can voice their stuff, you know. This thing just jumped on me. Let me do this. Go ahead. And I don't know why, Brian, they actually had yours, like, blocked, you know. It's up for me to see it and then okay it. I don't know. Darren Farragon. I always have a problem with your name there, so forgive me if I'm butchering it. Good evening, everyone. Greetings from Brazil. What's going on? Equalizer, he said, tried sending money. It says not available in your region. I don't know why that would be. Do you have Patreon? I actually have a Patreon. I put together, I think it was 2017, but it never did, you know, make it live. I probably should do that, but I haven't done that. Like I said, I had it there, and I wasn't sure whether to, you know, what to put on there. So, I just set it aside. I really wasn't really worried about it. Yeah, that is odd that it wouldn't let you do that. John, yeah, you said it's nice to see you doing this analysis live, Chris. Oh, this is very cool. A good distraction. Cabin fever is getting to me a bit. Well, I mean, I think a lot of people can vouch for me too. Like, I jump over to yours and I look at your stuff and do really good work, man. So it's like the same. So people are doing the same thing. They're like jumping from mine to yours to anybody else's is doing this kind of work, and they just enjoy it, right? But you can see, I mean, just the wheel marks, and it is, again, you question, like, again, to me, this doesn't look like a simple rock when I look at this. Just the way this thing is, I call it designed. I mean, again, the way that's doing that there, that's nice rounded radius, kind of like that other block that's over here. Has this round face to it right there in the front. And again, the back of this thing, I'll put it right in the middle of the screen. You can see how it rounds the corner in the back, and then it sticks out further in the back, goes straight across, and then comes back in, and goes to the right rear corner. No way, and that thing's good. Look at that nice crisp edge right there, nice radius front. Oh, no way. Let me see here. So these things are very small, so it does make you wonder it sometimes. It's like, I wonder if this stuff is... Somebody said on there, and it went by too fast, but you said something about small planet, small aliens. And it could very well be. But they claim because of the gravities is not that bad. Of course, we don't know if that changed after the catastrophic event. Said, well, you know, they would be tall and spindly, right? So, I don't know. It's hard to say. Look at this weird feature in the back here. Kind of a funky looking rock, right? Again, wheel marks. And just drive over everything. What the hell? It's only stuff from another civilization. Just drive right over it. Be all right. Look at this. To me, again, this looks like broken up concrete. I mean, it's just the way it looks. See right here, you can see this one here is broken right in half. But look what's in here. Just see this white, and you've got this complete dark circle. It's almost like they're dressing this stuff up. See that? To look like a rock. And yet you can see these white pieces in the back. Of course, it is very vague and it's very blurry. It's not clear. I get that. And yet you get this nice black round circle. I guess it's possible. Nice little white oval sitting right here. See that? Photography Light and Magic said there's hieroglyphs everywhere. Yeah, I mean, you'll see a lot of that too. Look at this block right here. Almost like this rectangular block standing end to end. See that? I'm seeing a lot of pieces in here, guys. It just, yeah. Here's a perfect example of what I mean by things just, look at this right here in the middle. I'm going to try to get this right in the middle. See this white piece sticking right out? Right out of this rock. Yeah. This almost looks like a stone face. Look at this. Got this like eyelet type thing, like a slit on each of them. Almost like a headdress right there. Oh, actually, this is actually pretty cool. I just noticed. I've never seen this. Almost looks like it's a statue head. What do you guys think of that? Let me see if I can go a little further without going too crazy with this. Right there in the middle of the screen. It actually has, you can see the, like right here, like the top of the headdress, but you can see right here up has this, right there, almost arch type shape. Right here as well, going all the way down. And what looks like maybe a nose right there and an eye. It's not very visible there because it looks like it's in the shade. And one right there. Again, it could be my pareidolia, but look at that thing, man. It's like staring you right there in the face. MC Gamer's taking off. Good to see you in there, man. Come back again and see us, right? MC Gamer says, good night, everyone. Work tomorrow. Everyone stay safe and see you all next Friday. Well, you have yourself a good one, man, and be safe. Ian Wentworth, he said, looks like a lot of broken up masonry and concrete. I agree. Yeah, Frank, he said lobster claw. That's what I thought, too, between the rocks there, yeah. It's the first thing I thought of. Egyptian? Could be, man. You know. Oh, you said snake on the forehead there, Mitchell Lyons. Yeah, I mean, it's got that weird little feature right there, right? Yep, looks like a bishop's hat. I agree with you, Elaine. Yeah, these ruins could be ancient Mars ruins, like our ancient Egyptian or Egypt ruins. We are seeing the remains of the first Martian inhabitants. Yeah, Isabel, exactly. We've seen headdresses like that in other photos. Absolutely. And to be honest with you guys, I never noticed that in this photo. But of course, you know, I was looking at the other stuff that really, really stuck out for me, right? And I try to do that in a lot of these things. That's why some of you guys, oh, yeah, why'd you miss that, man? I can't believe you missed that purposely. It's like, well, some things I'll kind of leave for you guys can actually mention and notice. But a lot of things, like I said, and that's not as noticeable as those other blocks, right? Now it's like you can't not see it, right? It's right there in your face. You know that? But yeah, I think these are statues. And if these were like little people, how big would these statues have been? Even though this is quite small, let's zoom out to the rover itself. I mean, you know, it's quite small. Let me see. You said it looked like a rock floating right here? Or there's actually quite a few of these things. Almost look like they're, see this right here? Almost like it's like bent steel as far as I'm concerned. Look at this. Straight in the back. Put this in the middle of the screen. It looks like they put this like little choppy edge in there so you don't see the straight edge. But in the back, look at the way it comes up over here on the rear right, we'll call it. Comes up, drops down. Look at this. And you can see just a little bit of tinge of white there, right there. These are ruins, guys, as far as I'm concerned. Photography, light, and magic. If that's rock, my farts smell like roses. Well, that'd be good if they do, but if not, yeah, that's not good. Big 3 atmospheric oxygen, big animals, dinos, little 3 atmosphere, small life, no less intelligent, just small organic signature. Well, it could very well be, right? Can you blow off the dust? We can find out what it is. That'd be sweet if we could, right? Yeah, I mean, just some of the things you see in here. Look at this. I'm not even sure what to make of that, just on this rock. But like I said, guys, if they paint everything this color, right, this pukey, reddish, orange color, then they can hide anything they want. There's that claw-looking like type thing. But they can hide anything they want, and what they do is what they'll do is, like this rock. I can almost guarantee this is not a rock. But let's say it is. Doesn't matter. We'll blur it all out. And, of course, if it's in the shade, it's even better for us. And then we'll just throw red over everything. But check this out. I'm looking at this thing now. I see like 1, 2, 3, 4. See like it's got 2 long pieces. 2 pieces over here, almost like shape of like little peanut type things. But whatever those are. But check that out. Let me just back out a little bit, clear it up. What is that? Aliyah Williams said there is too much evidence on Mars. Yeah, absolutely. You know, this one here was one of my favorite photos of, ever. Just one of them. And, of course you get these people coming over there. Oh, those are just rocks. What is this guy seeing? It's like, are you kidding me right now? Wow. I mean, it's almost like you just want to just take them up there and just slap their head right into a rock and say, does that look like a freaking rock to you? Just look at some of the stuff. Something right here. Even though it's not, we don't know what this is, but check out this straight line. Actually, it looks like there's a little bend right there. Comes over here. Comes straight down. Nice rounded corner right there. What do you suppose that is? Back out a little bit. Clear it up a little bit. Something right here. Check this out. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's rocks. Look at this thing. It's like it's got a cutout right here. It's got like this arch with something inside it. Right in the back of it. It's arched around it. It's got another arch right here. Not sure what all that is. This rock just happens to have these funky looking... This almost looks like this dark triangle or shadowed triangle. Something right here. Shark's fin. Oh. No, I don't know what that is. Look at this. Just look at some of the way these rocks, right? Look at some of the stuff that's on them. Come on. Look at this. That's a rock. Like I said, I don't care that rocks in nature, because like I said, I live in a mountainous state, right? I see all kinds of weird stuff, like rocks are cracked, and of course they can make weird shapes. I get all that, you know what I mean? But some of this stuff, come on. Look at this in the back here, behind this. Not sure what that is right there. Now, according to NASA, again, they're supposed to actually do these where everything from the background right to the foreground is actually supposed to be sharp and crisp. This is the reason why they Z-stack and stack these. Again, they'll take the very foreground, make sure it's a sharp, it'll take a picture, completely clear. It'll zoom into the middle ground, zoom in, clear. And then the background, zoom in, clear. Then what they do is they stack these photos to give you a full, clear picture. I'm not seeing it. Wentworth, appreciate your support, man. I do appreciate it. William John said there are too many details for there to just be rocks. Well, I agree. Odds of Crafts, he said, this is definitely one of my favorite gigapens now, too. Thank you, Chris. I will be sending this to everyone. Yeah, this one's neat for me. When I seen this was almost like it just completely sold me when I seen this. I was like, and I had done a video about this, and I brought out that weird, remember I told you it looked like a 2D animal on that rock. I brought that out really good, and where you can see it looks like a freaking carved animal. I mean, that's for lack of a better word. Look at this right here. Almost like this nice block right there. Coming down here on the right. Almost looks like something almost roundish. Yeah, right there. Well, it's not really roundish. Kind of has that illusion, though. But it looks like it comes out. Has a space in between here. Has a nice straight edge. And it comes back. Has almost this other little separation like this top piece. See that? But this block behind that. Look at that. Actually, it looks like it has something on the side of it, too. Look at that. Almost like something, like a half round piece with something right there on the side of it. Almost looks, yeah, it's got some kind of almost like carving in that. You guys seeing that too, or is that just me? Yeah, it's going to be a little hard to go back, guys, because like I said, this is delayed to where this is probably a good 20, 30 seconds back. So, Brian, I like the exploding emoji there. That's pretty funny. Wow, this is literally too much to see in this. Oh, it's just absolutely crazy. And when I started breaking this thing down, I was just, there's no way, man. This is like, again, this is what sold me to. Look at this right here. This is cool. Look, it looks like you can see, like, an edge right here. Comes over this way. So we got straight down, angled on the lower left, goes across. And look at this thing. Like, it has something. You can almost see the color of it, but yet, see, let me just back up just a little bit on that. Yeah. Almost looks like there's something, like it's got like a rounded edge. Like if you were looking at it from the right-hand side, looking straight into this thing, it almost looks like it has an opening, and it's completely rounded or smoothed out right there. Not sure what to make of that. Now, you know, people are like, oh, all he sees is that he claims there's no rocks. I never said that. There's absolutely rocks all over this here, but, I mean, look at it. Is that really a rock? Look at the shape of this thing. You can see the back edge to this thing. Comes up. Nice edge right there. Comes back down. Almost looks like a wing type shape. And guys, it's literally symmetrical. Look at that. The left-hand side of it comes over straight. Drops down in this V kind of shape. Comes back up. Look at that. That to me looks like a sheet metal. What do you think of that? And that part that we just passed right here. Look at this. Again, looks like this has this. Look at the shape of this thing. Almost has this V shape on the top of this. Look at this way it goes straight down, this white piece. Goes across the bottom. Guys, what? I agree with you, Brian. You said right there, that's freaking metal or dusty fiberglass. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. This stuff, like I said, and it's very small pieces. So, again, is it something that got obliterated and got blown to pieces? We don't know. We can only speculate. But, you know, nonetheless, this stuff is there. I mean, look at the way this. Yeah, no way. That's not even rock. Look at this piece here sticking out of the dirt. Straight up and down on the left. Goes across. Straight up, well, not straight up, but it angles up, straight across again, and back down. Again, guys, I see rocks everywhere I go, man, and I sure in hell don't see that. This piece right here, a little bit lighter piece to the right of it. Look at this. Look at the design in this. And look at the way it's gray. This is cool. Never seen this either. This is the first time for me as well, guys. Right there, look at this. It's like got a cutout in this piece here, but it's a lighter color underneath it. Look at that edge right there. That is cool. Some of these pans are fantastic, and some of them, not so much. And I know you guys would agree with that. Now, behind this piece right here, actually in front of it too, there's something right there. It looks like it's got 1, 2, 3 Docker details in it. See that? Well, look at this white piece they covered over right here. I always tell you guys, look for the whiter pieces. The white pieces sticking out of rocks, that's the actual money shot. That's the actual stuff. It's like they forgot to go over that and didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like they didn't go over that piece. Something right here. It's very vague, but there's something white right there. This whole area right here has something white right there. Look at this. Something in the background here, too. I'm not sure what to make of that. Let me just back up a little bit. All right, here's the line. Here's the stitch line, so you got to be careful of that. See it right there going across? Yeah, these are just cool. Like I said, this is why I enjoy a lot of Gigapans more than just a single photo, because there's so much to see in these. Got a white piece sticking out. Look, nice white edge of this rock. Right there. There's something right there. Like it's not actually white itself. There's something else there, right? Look at this right here. This is a rock, okay? But yeah, you look in the right-hand corner, the edge of this. Look, they got something going down, like the piece, like a framing or something goes straight down, and well, it goes across, or angles down rather, and then straight down. All right, Alcor, you said, give me a shovel. I'm going to dig and we can see it better. That'd be sweet if we could actually do that, right? That would be sweet. The Wookieess is taking off. You have yourself a good weekend there, right? Take care. Some of these things sticking out like this here. Like this right here. I mean, what is this? Look at the shape of this thing. Although it's vague and it's not the best quality, look at this right here. We got what looks like some kind of block or some kind of something. Right? Look at the way that thing's carved right there. It almost looks like it does this here. It goes up, goes around, has this curvature right here. See that? And then they kind of threw this crap over it to hide this line. But check that out. Oh, I love it when they screw up. This is awesome. This right here, again, in the middle of the screen. I'm going to put both of these right here in the middle of the screen. Look at that. The one to the left and the one to the right. Come on. I say this a lot in my videos, and it's just, sometimes you just... And the reason why I say this is because some people go, rocks, rocks, rocks. And it's more aimed at the people thinking it's more rocks than anything. And this is the reason why I say that. Like, come on, guys. It's like, really? That's a Crouch. You said that rock has carving. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'd all like to do that, Elaine. Shame I can't hack the software. I'd like to take the Rover and drive it and take loads of pictures. Yeah, exactly. What do you guys think of them two pieces right there? Yeah, Brian, like you said, yeah, they blurred the shit out of that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is 184, Photography Light and Magic. Like I said, I'll drop the links down there so you guys can have a look. The Gigapan as well as the actual page where you guys can get that. But if you go right to that page, the raw photos, supposedly raw photos, you can see that you can just put it in there 184 solid, from what date to what date. Because you can put in like 184 to like whatever number you are, right? To whatever sol, to like 212. And of course, I have a ton more pictures there, but yeah. I'll drop them in after this video, so if you guys want to have a better look. But to me, even this right here, come on, look at this. There's no way. Look at that. Stuff you just go, wow. There's no way this shit is actual natural. So, if I had to guess, guys, right? Now let's back way out for a second here. Look at the Rover. I'm telling you right now, you could walk over to these things and pick them up. They're probably like 4 to 5 inches in width or diameter, whatever they may be, right? I don't know if I've ever seen rocks that look like this. I mean, look at this. This is patchwork. This is patchwork to me. But, this is stuff you can just literally, if you're standing here, your head would probably be standing right. You can just walk right over and pick these things right off the ground, And if it blew to hell and it just happens to be an area, and it doesn't even have to be real big area, but you're seeing all of this right there. And it's like the one I did that looked like that little car. It was like literally like sitting on top of something. There was this, oh yeah. And this is not very far from this sol either. I think it was 174, I think. Look at this rock right here. Oh yeah. Look at the back of this. Has this whited piece like they screwed up and didn't take this thing completely out. See that? Has this weird shape in the back of this, but has this whited area. Yeah. Something right there too. Look at this. This is funky looking because if you guys look, and I'm going to back out here, I just want to show you this. Right here, you got this white piece. Look at the way this thing, look at the details up front of this. It literally, on the side of it, goes like this, comes down, Goes a nice straight edge, but look at, there's a black line underneath that edge. And it has what this looks like, a darker rectangular opening. But look at the back of it. Like they screwed up and didn't take this piece out. There's white again. It echoes the front of this and has this black line. Now let me just back out a little bit. Check that out. They screwed up here, guys. That's no rock right there. Now it's either encrusted or they're doing their best. This to me, it looks like it's been definitely airbrushed. Look at it. Look at this right here. Airbrushed all of this right out of there. But look at the shape of this thing underneath. And it's white. And you see this black line and everything. Look at the way that... Oh, no way. That's why I find these interesting. I love these. This is the one that did it for me, though. This is one of the ones that, no doubt, is proves that there was life on that planet. Look at this. Again, we're seeing real dark right here. But check this out. If you look at this piece right here in the middle, you see this right behind this tall, jagged piece. Right there behind it. Got this white piece, little white dot, but you can see like the shape of this going like this here. You can see the line between the lighter part and the darker part. And it has a straight line going across, going up and around. And the rest of this is black. Oh, I shouldn't say black, but brownish. Yeah. This piece right here. Look at the way this does this. Goes like this, goes across and kind of slopes down. But again, we got this kind of trash over the top of it. Looks like mechanical parts right here in the background. But the more we go to the bank, the worse the quality is going to get. That's what sucks, you know. But knowing what we've seen in the front, guess what? Chances are what we're seeing in the back is actually legit too, meaning actual anomalous stuff that has, you know, been manufactured or made, right? Again, here we go. Just look at the white underneath this right here, and look what they've done to the top of it. They just painted over it. You can see something going straight across, going like this on the edge. It's got a nice edge going up towards from front to back. And it's white. Look at it. Something underneath this rock right here. There's something you can see like a little straight edge right there. It looks like mechanical parts sitting right there. What is that? See that? Let me just back out just a little bit. In fact, I'm going to back out just a little bit more. If you guys want to use your magnifiers, you can do that. Look at this piece resting up against here. It's either a rock right there. I actually thought this was a shadow at first when I looked. I thought it was some kind of like strap and a shadow under it. But it's not. Look at it. Looks like it's got a little dark circle like right there. And the way that thing's shaped. I'm telling you. Just cool stuff here, guys. Not sure what to make of that. Look at this rock. Look at that thing's shaped. And what's funny about it, you see this right here. You can see that it's going like this. See right there? You can actually see the line to it, actually. Right there. Going around like this. You can see just a little bit of tinge of white right there. And look just underneath. You got this black line coming like this and going straight across. Of course, we got to watch out for this other stitch line, but it's just underneath that. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. Yeah, this almost looks like a friggin' raised sidewalk. See it? Right there. Nice line right there in it. Now, this could be just broken up rock, but look at the way that thing is just happens to be straight across. Look at this. Something right there. I just noticed above it. Has this block or square right there. And it happens to have, looks like two sizes of these other raised blocks. And you can see the line right there. Again, lines tell all, guys. Look at this. Real faint line right there. Going like this here. And it has this one block or raised area and another raised area within this area right here. Let me just back out just a little bit. See that? Pretty cool. Look at this right here. In the back, you got this white piece right there. Looks like almost like a little rectangular piece right there. Oh yeah, look at this rock. Oh yeah. Nice line right there. Look at this. This is cool. Oh yeah, that's natural. How many guys like see some of this stuff and go, oh yeah, and people still think this stuff's all natural? And the piece right next to it, right here, this is cool. See what looks like little details in this, but really hard to make out. There's really not much of a detail there. But look at this cutout. That's designed. Look at that. That is just cool. You can see where they've done this whole area. You can actually see where this part laying on the ground. Look at the way it goes down like this here. Curves over. It's real light line, but you can see it right there, going across, going up. Come on. That's cool, though. It's good to be able to just see this stuff. You know, you'd love to be able to talk to one of these NASA scientists when they go, hey, it's your pareidolia. You want to take his head and slam it into a desk. It's like, stop it. I know you take people for idiots, but we're not. Look at this right here. This funky looking piece in the back. 1, 2, 3 holes in it or something like that right there. I'm going to have to back out a little. You guys can use your magnifiers. But that piece right smack dab, actually both of these pieces, I just noticed this. It looks like there's some kind of weird pipe, or it looks like almost like a, I don't even know what to make of that. It does this. It comes out, tapers down at the bottom of it, and it has this skinnier piece sticking out. What this looks like a round disc at the end. You guys see that? Let me just back out just a little bit. Got this on top. What is that? This is neat. I've never seen any of this, guys. I never went this far in the photo, to be honest with you. Look at this. Straight up, goes across, comes down. Isn't it? That is interesting to me. That's cool. Just that area alone. I'll back out a little bit. You guys can use your magnifiers if you want to. Port Garden, what's happening? Good to see you in there. We've been looking over this pan, and it's awesome to say, right? What's going on, Will? Good to see you there. Will Martino's in the house. Evening, brother. Just got home. Boiled 3,100 pounds of crawfish today. Man, that's some work and a half, isn't it? Oops. Let me see here. Well, even in the back here, look at this. You got like these three kind of like humps sticking out of this thing. There's 1, 2, maybe just a 2, and it looks like some other designs, but it looks like this block right here. Again, getting into real crappy details, but you can see that in the background. It looks like there's something carved out right there, right there. Goes up, comes back down. See that? Yeah, look at this. This is sad. That's not rocks. And even if it was, I mean, man, that's just crazy the way this thing's shaped. Look at it. Comes down. Look, you can actually see the line of it going just like this. If this is a rock, wouldn't it be like in the ground, not just laying on the surface? In other words, they talk about so much dust, these storms. You'd see like these little tiny drifts up against the side of these things, and that's not what we're seeing here at all. I can see the line to this right underneath this. Look at it. And you can see just a little bit of detail right there. You guys can see it right there. There's like a little round circle. You can see like 3/4 of that round circle right there, a little dot in the middle of it. Oh, okay, the Austin Crash. I see what you're saying. You're on your phone now. Okay, cool. Brian Wilson, good to see you, and you have yourself a good night there, right? You said, thanks, Chris. Good job as always. I'll catch you later. Have a good night, everyone. Yeah, stay safe, Brian, and, you know, if you got to work this weekend, I got to work tomorrow. I don't have to, which is kind of awesome, but I figured I would anyway, because I'm going to need stuff to be stocked on the shelves and stuff, so I will be there, but you stay safe, you and your family, and, yeah, watch out for this craziness, right? Poor Garden, you said your last video was amazing, Chris. Well, I appreciate it there. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I mean, some of the stuff you see in that thing was just bizarre. Really cool stuff. Now, you notice how we go from decent detail right here to what is all this in the back? Like they totally went to town and scrambling this. Not too sure what to make of that, but yeah, now we're going way out. And it's, you can see blocks in the background. Look at this one here. Almost looks like you can see a nice square block there. Of course, that might be the actual, trying to get away from that so you don't get all these compression artifacts that kind of fool the eyes. Yeah. Looks like a junk beat up car or something right there. Some kind of frame something or other to that. See that? How about this nice wall right here in the back? Oh, yeah. That's completely natural, guys. You all got pareidolia. Alcor's getting out of there. Good night, Alcor. Good to see you in there, and be safe there, right? Jesse, yeah, he said, hey, Chris, glad to see you. We're doing another picture exploration live. Yeah, I mean, we'll try to do this every weekend if you guys want to. That's up to you guys. You know, I figured get on some topics in the beginning and then maybe do a pan, you know, and then just sign off with that after, right? Well, that's the thing, Frank. I mean, it's like they literally are like taking like a tool that's like part of Photoshop where they can take the background. They can either use a lasso tool, which means you can circle an area, right? You can circle one particular area, take it and lift it and put it over a rock or whatever you want. Or they can airbrush it. They can pretty much do anything they want to these photos. And then what they do is they'll take the original photo, and then what they'll do is they'll doctor it up, and they'll take two photos, and they'll doctor up one. It's like a transparency almost, and they can put whatever they want over it, and then drop it on top, and then process it. And that's why you get these lousy-looking photos, and and then they block out whatever they don't want the public to see. Not sure what all that is in the back, but looks like they'd really drop something on top of that. Yeah, these are way far out there now. Photography like magic. I can read the hieroglyphs. If it says if you think this is a rock, you need to get your F and I's tested. That's pretty much. And yet, I'll get these transients. These people that just pass, oh, this guy's a fruitcake. Oh, they're all rocks, man. It's like, apparently these people haven't been studying this stuff long enough, because if you do, the longer you do, the more you're convinced that, yeah, I mean, I could say, okay, these are rocks right here, and I wouldn't doubt it. I'd say, okay. But then there's some things, like I've showed you guys, many things that clearly are not just rocks. There's right here, almost looks like a platform or something. You see it actually has a corner right there. See how it's white here or gray, and then right here there's a nice smooth corner, and then it's completely whatever. A total mess. Got this rock here, and I can see this right here. It has this split right here in this this raised piece on this so-called rock. There's a split right there, and look at the line going just like this, right around it. Comes around. Yeah. Why would a rock have a line on it? Think about this a minute. It's one thing to have a rock that has like features where it sticks out and everything. I'm cool with that. I mean, it's a natural rock. But when you have a base and it has a line around it, how is that possible? This is why I say lines are everything. That's why I decided to attack these photos and look for any of these lines that have been covered up and then bring the lines out. That's the whole clue to it. And that's the whole key to it. Brian, pretty sure I've seen a Corvette. Anything's possible, I guess, right? No, Stephen Mendez, I'm sorry. I haven't. You said, have you ever tried to bring out the detail of a humanoid sitting on a rock that had went viral? No, I sure haven't, because for some reason I don't see a lot of these people like a lot of these other folks do. They see like these little Martians or whatever they are. I don't see it like they do. Maybe because, like I said, I'm more mechanical, so that's what I have set in my mind, like structural and mechanical. Again, I was a tool setter for like 13 to 14 years in between there, where I set up machines, every kind of machine you could possibly think of. So maybe that's why I see more mechanical than I do humanoid. That could very well be. You know, I don't know. Some people happen to see it. Some of the stuff I see, some people see these things, and I don't agree with it. You know, and a lot of people are like, oh, that's pareidolia. They're calling. I don't say that because that's their interpretation of the photo, right? So I'm not going to, say that. But I don't see it. I see things and I go, yeah, I'm not seeing that particular thing like they claim. But they do see it. Again, I just see more mechanical than anything. Look at this right here. Here's a perfect example. This piece right in the middle. Nice white piece on the very right end side of this thing. And look at the way this got this nice line going right across, right underneath it. That, to me, is not a rock. Not completely like that. Now, I'm not saying there can't be lines in nature. Absolutely can. But when you see things that are like a color has been like almost blocked out, and then you see these nice lines, like maybe in perfect 90-degree angles. And I'm not just talking about one. I'm talking about many or whatever it may be. Yeah. Here's something in the background that's been almost taken out. Look at this. Right here in the middle. You can see something going like this. Going across, coming back down. Right there. You can see where they try to really take that out of there. And there's so much more in here, guys. This right here, like a lot of this in this area, you can see the lines underneath these pieces. Look at them. But yet you don't see any shadowing. You don't see any dark features. Why? Because they're trying to hide whatever's laying here. And look at the way this ground is. Nice straight line right here. Almost like they were sidewalk. And I'm not saying an actual sidewalk, but like a piece of land that was built and made like concrete and everything else, and they've taken that out. They've covered that up. Something right here in the back. It's got like it might be almost a straight line. It's hard to tell because this is over it right there. Oh, there's so much here to see. Look at this thing. What is that? See the edge of it going up like this, going around, coming around like this. And, of course, they did something to this part of that picture because this is a different photo now. But this is supposed to be the same area, yet they try to make it look like a rock. But look at the way this thing's shaped. And then look at this piece right in the middle. It's like got this slit type thing in the center. And you can see these look like round pieces or details. You can see it. It's pretty wide, actually. It goes straight. And then look on the other side. Very faint. There's another. So it's this thick right here. You can see it right there. And there's designs or something. It looks like it ends right there, too. Right here. Looks like it's kind of rounded right there. Yeah, I don't think that's natural either. Paul Godin said, there must have been greenery around there. I love to really get up close and get these sites. Shame we were being fooled by the image. Yeah, exactly. They mess with these. And again, you could have like moss on one of these rocks here and you'd never know the difference because, what is it? It's all a reddish pukey color. Not cool. There's something off this rock right here. Again, when you look at the top of these so-called rocks, they look like they have designs on them. See this line right here going across, going over to here, coming down. Almost like this shape in here. Yeah, these almost look like this. I don't know how to explain it. It's just weird. Let's just put it that way. Something in there, too. I'm not sure what to make of that. Again, this white piece, and then looks like it's been airbrushed over. There's something right there. Look at this. What is that? Nice curve right there. Go straight across right here. Almost like the letter G. Look at. You can actually see that too. Oh my God, that's pretty crazy. Right there, you can see this white piece right here. Has an arch to it. You can see where it's darker right there underneath it. As this piece goes out and comes back down. Yeah, the letter G. No, I'm kidding. But that's weird, right? Let me just zoom way in like that right there. But see how they like try to blend it? And if you're just looking at it, just glancing at it real quick, you go, ah, there's nothing there. Okay. Look at this rock right here. It looks almost like there's a flat feature right there, right there. You can see this white piece or whiter. And it looks like it goes down like this here. Let me just back out a little bit. Supreme Ruler said, hello, folks. Almost missed out this week. Yeah, we've been going over this Gigapan. It's from Saw 184. A lot of interesting things in there. And again, anybody who's popping in there now, because it won't be much longer, we'll be off this. But I'm going to leave the links to both this Gigapan as well as the raw photos where you can find them. There's like 3 pages on NASA where it has, where Keith Laney, who made this Gigapan, what he did was he took all of these photos from that Sol that day and put them all together and stitched it. And this is what you're seeing. And it's just a lot of crazy stuff here. What's going on there, Custom Taylor 1? Good to see you, man. Late to the chat. Well, you're here, right? That's all that matters. Yeah, you agree too, Brian. You're right. You said, yeah, you know, we should see a crap load of drifts, but we don't. Exactly. I mean, they claim that the wind is really brutal. It's wow, boom, boom, boom. And you should. Here's another thing that makes me wonder. I'm wondering if, you know, they claim again there's all this wind and everything else. Okay, well, we're not seeing any drifts. We're not seeing any kind of like buildup of dirt. Some you do, and some you don't. But if that's true, then is this stuff just recent? And I mean within years, not millions of years. Because to me, this seemed like it kind of coincides with what they were saying about those 2 huge explosions back in 1941. We'll do the math, you know. Okay, well, the stuff wouldn't be covered up too badly if you do the math, and it happened back in the day, right? Not sure what that is right there. But again, we're way back in this photo, so it's kind of... What the heck is that? I thought it was something they added. It almost looked fake there, but no. Try to see what's in right here. Oh, my, yeah, there's just so much to see in these guys. Like I said, look at this. You got to study the rocks because a lot of times there's pieces sticking out where they don't go over the whole thing. And you can actually catch some of this stuff sticking right out. In fact, I wonder where that other piece is here. It was supposed to be... I'm probably not going to find it now that I want to. I just happen to have this white piece. It looks like this rock might have broken off from this one, but hard to tell. But it just happened to have this almost piece right here, almost like a half round piece. See, the way they look at it is this. If they can just make a rock that just looks crazy, they're going to say, well, how do you know what a standard rock looks like? Which is true, right? Rocks are rocks. They come in all different shapes, like, you know, like there's no tomorrow. This right here. Just noticed that. So they go, well, we'll just make it look like a rock, and guess what? People will be like, well, it's nature. So clearly, these rocks can come in all shapes, so we can deny it. You know, we got deniability. We can just say, oh, it's not true. Look at this. Almost like it was. Look at the way they airbrushed this out. Well, it looks like you got this nice 90-degree angle, and then the rest of this has been broken off. See that? I'm trying to find a way I can find that other piece. I wanted to show you that one of the rock, supposed rock, where I had like a piece of steel sticking right out of this thing. Or at least it looked that way anyway. I'm not going to find it now because I want to. Let me see. Let me go back down here. Look at this piece sticking right out of this rock. Almost looks like a steel or a piece of metal, right? Something white right there sticking out of this. Somebody go over there and move the arm of the Rover, will you? Need to see this better. See how like they're literally, it's like they're breaking this stuff up purposely. That's the way I see it. They're literally breaking this stuff up purposely. Again, look at this thing right here. What? It's almost like it's a part of something you're seeing, but then the rest of it's completely like taken out. Airbrushed or whatever. Let me go back over here. Maybe on this side here. Promise, I don't mean to make you guys dizzy here. I'm just trying to find this other rock that they had in here, but I probably won't find it now, which is not really a big deal because we've seen so much in here. It's pitiful. And to do a little recap, this is what sold me on, this area alone is what sold me on life on Mars. You know, between these blocks we see here, and you can see something else right there I didn't mention on the bottom here. It has these features sticking out, but this cube type thing, nice straight edge on the top, 90-degree angle here in the bottom, or top or bottom of this, whatever this is. And there's some features on the side of this. I'm not sure what to make of that. You got this piece of, it looks like a plate to me. Goes like this, comes down. I said, this looks like this, it might be a pareidolia thing, but you look to the right, really cocky, it looks like a face on a flat rock. But you can see that now that I'm looking at this now, it looks like it's raised piece right there. See that? There's actually something raised right there. Almost like this has been carved into this. You see this space right here? But if you looked at it real quick, it looked like an eye, a mouth. Again, if you tilt your head to the right, it looks like it's on a flat rock, but it looks like it has many more details on it now. See that? And it looks like it's raised. You can actually see a little bit of a shadow or something right here. You can actually see right there coming over, going around with a hole in it right there. That's crazy. They covered something up right here. You can see it right there. Has a slot and something else, another slot, what it looks like. And these blocks here. Nice radius block. Nice edge going around. Goes to the back, sticks out a little further in the back, comes across, comes back down. And that lower, well, that rear left corner, rather. Look at the way that thing does it. And this other block right here behind it. Has its slanted part, has this arch look to it. And it goes back quite far. It looks like the bottom may echo that, but it's hard to tell right there and there. And like I said, this looks like it has like this 2D animal carved into this. Like an ear, another ear, the eye, the head itself. Looks like it has a neck to it right here and has a body to it. And that may be just a pareidolia thing. Maybe just the way we're looking at it, right? But to me, that looks like a carved animal in something. Now, I actually whitened this in one of my videos. I had done this video, this whole area, because this was awesome. But again, look at this. Perfect example. Blocked out right here. Look at this. Completely blocked it. Right there. You can see the edge of this coming down, going over, and they've taken out. But why didn't they take out this other rock and these other pieces? It just makes no damn sense why they would do this. Maybe because they think, well, you know, they're so small, they'll just think they're just normal natural rocks, and they won't think nothing of it. So to me, this has got to be something more important. You can almost see something right there, like little white piece, but you can't make out anything in there. And that other rock is over here, right here. I find this very interesting because, again, we got this straight edge going across, coming like this. Nice little 90-degree angle. Goes over straight. Another one right there. And then this comes out as a radius front as well. See this? Right there. Looks like it has something sticking out like a design. Another one right here in the middle of this line right here. This stitch line. And you can see on this side of the photo, because that's from, again, that was from one part of the day or just photo, and then they took another part of the photo on the left. And you can see the gray parts on this side, but not this one, all yellow, oh, this pukey orange color. And we can see, like I said, this almost looks like a rectangular piece here with these little 1, 2, 3, 4 darker pieces sticking straight out of this thing. Something right in here. I didn't even know what this is. We are there on Mars or another race. The alien man. Listen, Mars had an alien war. Yeah, they had some kind of catastrophe. There was 2 large explosions in the atmosphere back in 1941. It was observed by a person looking through a telescope back in that day. And it's been proven because they've seen, the Curiosity rover has seen it, sniffed the atmosphere, could tell it was there. Radiation, as well as the MRO, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, has also done that. So it's there. Look at this. Almost looks like there's carvings in this part of this rock. And it may be just the rock itself. It could very well be, right? But some of these things look like they actually have engravings or some kind of carvings on them, right? Weird looking rock. Sphinx cats. I keep losing connection. Yeah. Well, that could be, You got to remember, everybody's home now on lockdown, so everybody's using the internet, so it wouldn't surprise me. Either you lagged or, you were shut off and had to come back, right? What's going on here, Mort? Didn't even see you in there. What's going on? Bring this back down here. Okay. Trying to find that other rock there that was kind of bizarre looking. This thing, spiders right off on top of this rock. Has this weird features to it. Yeah, the way it's going like this here. Something white right there. Look at the way this thing is white. See this white piece, right? See it going down? Look how it runs behind this darker area that they spray painted or went over this thing. You can actually see something right there. It's actually looks almost rounded right there. And you can see the white. This thing runs right behind this darker airbrushed area. You can see that. Nice and white. You can see it pretty good, and it goes right into this dark area. So they're covering parts of these things up, and they're hoping that you don't see it. Oh, do you have that book, Daryl? You said the book Death on Mars talks about the explosions. Yeah. I'm trying to remember who actually published that. Oh, doing good here, Mort. Just trying to stay out of the craziness there, But I have to be in it because, it's my work involves it. But yeah. So you can see they're actually moving this stuff around too. It's like they're probably taking the arm and just crushing this stuff down, or they're just running over it and then just having the arm move the stuff around to see what they want to check out in here, Go to the other side here real quick. That's a pretty smooth little rock, don't you think? Again, this piece here just happens to have 2 of these almost identical. Whited area with a little round nodule type thing on it. Well, this actually has... Oh, they're actually 2 eyes with an eyebrow. No. It kind of looked that way, right? Still trying to find that other rock there, like I said, but I don't... I'm trying to remember if it was even in this one here itself or if it was on... another picture. I don't know. Nonetheless, this is like absolutely. This is one that, like I said, done it for me. When I looked into this, there was just so much to see in this. Absolutely amazing stuff. And it's one of the solves that actually convinced me there was life on this planet. Absolutely. Oh, I absolutely believe that, Renee Van. Yeah, you said Chris, Mars has an underground water life. Absolutely, I believe it does, and I believe it has life on top of the planet, meaning things that fly, stuff like that. I absolutely believe that. Absolutely believe that. Still trying to make out this thing underneath this block. Look at the way that thing is just like has these pieces sticking straight out of this object. It almost looks like it has a square shadow to it. See it? Something underneath. Let's get another straight edge piece. And see the way these things come up, like when they run over them, it's kind of like these blocks that were fitted together. You can almost see it pretty good right here in this very little piece, and then completely blurred out on the edge. Like they took it out purposely. You know, it almost looks like a concrete. Like they put it together purposely like that. You can see the difference, too, in the way these rocks look. And this is pretty good detail, guys. If you look at this right here, this is pretty good detail. Now, you go to the newer photos, absolute garbage. It's just like fuzziness all over everything. You ever notice that? Like, when we look at them, there's like fuzziness over every rock. And this is actually pretty smooth. It looks pretty darn good, considering all the manipulation. But I think there's so much more now that they're seeing in the photos that they automatically go, well, we're going to have to do something more to these and be a little more aggressive on these photos to hide with the stuff we're seeing, because there's so much more in the photos. And I think that's the case. I think that's what they're doing. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see any better detail with the 2021 rover. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I really do. Yeah. Yep. John Brandenburg. Well, that's what I'm saying. He's the one that actually was. They studied it, and that's, he had said that right over the face of Cydonia area, there's a largest explode, and then there was one just. It was east, but slightly south east of that area. That was the smaller one. So it goes to show you, these guys are on top of their shit too. They're checking this stuff out, and they're going, yeah, this doesn't make any darn sense. So that's why they believe, if you put all this stuff together, they believe that's what happened. They think that it was a major explosion that screwed this planet up. And it would not surprise me. This is another thing, too. You guys have seen this. I'm sure other people have shown this. Look at this weird piece. Like it's almost like a flat plate type thing, but then it has, look at this, blurred out right here in the bottom. You can almost bet this is some kind of either statue or a machine part or something like that. Something sticking right out of the ground right here. Love this teardrop shaped item right here. Pretty interesting. Something else sticking out right here too. Look at this. Coming right out. It's like darker, like the sand color. And something sticking right out the edge of it. Yeah. Yeah, guys, you guys have plenty of time to check this stuff out. Yeah, there's a missile sticking out of this rock. Look at it. You can actually see it's like it got the line right there. And then it goes like this. It's like it's rounded around this piece. Almost looks like a giant bullet, like a 90 millimeter kind of. Look at this. This is crazy. Yeah, there's so much in here to see. Linda Borum, good to see you in there. He said, hi, Chris. I know I'm late. Thoughts on Atlas Comet? I really haven't got into that too much. Now, I know there's, I think it's an Astronomy Live. He does fantastic work. He is an actual astronomer, amateur at that, but he's still very good at what he does. again, Astronomy Live, and he was actually showing how, I guess, it was going towards the sun, and it was starting to break apart. That's the last thing I read about it, so I don't know really how much. I really haven't really looked into it, being truthful. But, yeah, Mort, yeah. Big ass bullet is right. Looks like a 90 millimeter shell. So, yeah, I mean, there's so much to see on that. And they were showing, because he was actually looking at it through the telescope, and they said it was starting to break up, and being, that rock is going to do that. A lot of these asteroids or whatever, they start to break up to the heat, and they expand and break up. So, yeah, a lot of crazy stuff in there. Will Martino says, smash that thumbs up for Chris, peeps. Smash it, hammer time. If you haven't hit it, go ahead and hit it for me. Always appreciated. You guys know that. Cool to think maybe life was there as late as 1940. Now, again, it's pure speculation, right? But the thing is, it's like, when you piece together, as you say, like any of these ruins, if they are ruins, and let's say these are not, again, you guys have talked about this and said, what if they're seeing the real true photos? So they're seeing it, we're not. They're seeing this stuff as clear as day. So was it really that long ago, if that happened that long ago? Because, again, windstorms and everything else, you would think this stuff would be buried. Nothing there to see. Now, you're going to see some things, of course, but you would think you wouldn't see any of this, at least not the smaller pieces. And these are quite small, right? So, yeah. All right. Yeah, just study some of this stuff. This is crazy. Again, looks like it's got this piece protruding out of here. Sticking up right here. It's kind of odd. Now, I can believe a lot of stuff would be encrusted, right? If you do get the rain and stuff like that, and because there is a water cycle in Gale Crater, that's known fact. Rains, even if it's very light, get the dust on, boom, it sticks to it. And it's just over and over and over. It does this. At some point, it's going to probably stick to it. Now, I've seen this a while back before, too. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is, again, if I could lighten this up, almost looks like this weird, almost like, I think somebody even claimed they did this before, and they said it looked like a rhino. And what they meant by it, because you can see like the air right here, it's very, very dark, but you can see it like it goes up like this, comes down, slopes down, comes over like this, and comes back up. It almost looks like there's an eye right here. Now, I'm not saying that's what it is. I don't believe that's what it is, but it almost looks like a shape of something, a machine. Because look at the bottom right here. It looks like there's something going into it right there. Where it's white and then brown over here. Even this right here, this whole ground right here. Look at this, how straight this is right in this area, going like this. It looks like it has a corner to it right here. And it has these bunch of pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got this piece right here, this oddly shaped rock. And I don't know what to make of that. Right there, and it's got something like almost like a square center in that. But there's all kinds of things been doctored up in here that's just absolutely crazy. And some of the stuff we've seen, again, it convinced me a long time ago, right? What that is, maybe just a rock there, but something right here is sticking out of this piece. Almost looks like it's got a ball at the top of it, see it? And coming down. Not sure what to make of that. What do you guys think of that? Well, that's going to really make it look like crap. But right there, I'm going to back out so you guys see what it is. It's actually white, but they went over it with this darker, like brownish color. See that? You see a little bit of the white inside this. Thank you, Mr. Vincent Miller. Appreciate it. Appreciate your support. So keep up the great work, showing the truth. Thank you. Until I update my laptop, support everyone can afford for support. Thank you. Well, thank you. Again, I appreciate your support. Again, I mean, it's like I said, it's become like a hobby of mine to do this. And so, I decided to start, years ago, I decided to start doing this. And I just find it fascinating. A lot of stuff to see. And once you've seen something like this, you go, wow, you just can't unsee this stuff anymore. Now you start looking at the rocks differently, and everything's just totally different. It's not what you think. Now, I'm not saying there's no rocks here, because clearly there are. But when you really, really take a good look at these things, it's just, there's no way they're all rocks, right? Again, thank you, Vincent. Appreciate it. I agree, William. You said, everything, I'm sorry, everywhere you look, there's something interesting. Yeah, and it's just, again, rocks, I'm okay with even the rocks because we're still seeing, like, the Martian surface, right? So that, to me, is interesting in itself. But when I started looking at these more and more, I went, oh, my God, there's just no way. Got some funky-looking shaped rocks. What do you think of that? Something sticking out right here. Pretty crazy stuff here, guys. But we're going to jump off of this thing. I am, like, hungry as hell. I know some of you guys are saying, yeah, man, I'm just chilling, man, just watching this and eating. I'm thinking, oh, you're killing me here, guys. But, yeah, this stuff is cool nonetheless. I mean, I'll even give you this page here. This says virus lockdown becomes welcome break for the planet. And it's talking everything about pollution levels drop, usage of resources come down, water clears up. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Because we were talking about this earlier. And, because it says COVID-19 triggers fake news. And what they do is they break down the lies that are being told. Like, virus lives only 12 hours. Stay away from pets. All this other stuff. I'll give you that just for the heck of it. Because it does actually, make you think, right? That, some of the stuff you're finding out there is lies. And I'm not a big fan of that, fear-mongering crap. I think it's garbage when people do that stuff. Not a big fan. But, yeah, you guys get what I'm saying, I'll throw that down there, too. Michael Stock, I'm not sure. You said, Chris, did you get the that moon link? Did you throw it on Facebook? I seen something show up on my phone earlier, so I'm not sure if that was you or whatever. Or if it was somebody else, to be honest. X-15, he said the scientific wing of the Nazi expat fathers of NASA didn't like the idea of Mars being once a mixed-race planet you see. You know what? Because we don't know a lot of what went on and what they know, it's hard to tell. Oh, you're fine, Hudson Crafts. He said, sorry, Chris, bon appetit. Yeah, I mean, it's just been, oh, man. But I don't mind doing this, like I even told my wife, I said, I'll just make it 2 hours here because there's some things I want to do around the house. And then I'm thinking, you know what? You just get so, and wrapped up in this and, going with you guys and checking this stuff out that it's just awesome to do. And it gives you guys firsthand to see how I look at these photos and how I try to pull these apart. So that's why I like doing these. And we may keep doing it. If you guys want to keep doing it, just let me know in the comments or here, and we'll just go with it, right? Haunted Grave, she said, have a lovely evening, Chris. Sorry I made you more hungry. Thanks for all your time, and I hope you stay well. You're a hero without a cape. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I got on here and I'm thinking a couple hours I can just eat then. It was like, I don't really mind though, guys. I really don't. Oh, you said you dropped it here, Michael? Oh, you put it in this chat. Maybe I went right over it. Because this thing actually, because keep in mind, I was actually looking at this screen, because I've got two screens. I got this screen, and I got the software's up there, and then I'm watching you guys on another computer to make sure the live stream's still working. So when I'm showing you guys, I'm literally going over the screen. I'm not even looking at the same screen that you guys are seeing me on. So this might have went up and above. Drop it real quick, and I'll check it out. Yeah, Renee, I'm glad you were there too. You said stay safe. You good hangout. Yeah. Linda Borum, he said, weren't the UN saying that the world needed to shut down for at least 6 months a while back when Greta yelled at the world? Not sure what that meant, but okay. But yeah, I mean, they should have just shut it down, period, right? Even if you shut it down for 3 weeks, even at this point, it would make a huge difference, meaning everything shut down, necessary businesses, whatever, because people can be forewarned, get everything they need, whether it's, the groceries, whatever they've got to do, subscriptions, or not subscription, prescription, I'm sorry. Well, you can get subscription or prescription. But you know what I'm saying? And it's like they can forewarn you, shut everything down, and everybody would be just fine. I think they should do that. And it would really put a halt to this thing or make a huge dent in it. And I think it would make a world of difference. But I seen one scientist saying, I think that people should be outside, it'd be better. I agree to a certain degree because it's fresh air and you're exercising, but not in clumps of people, not in groups. I mean, it's crazy how people are still doing that. But Daryl, I definitely will. He said, please keep doing this. Now go eat. Well, I'm glad you guys like all that. I appreciate it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to jump off of this. Always great to have a bunch. Oh, you guys are fine people. I love you guys all. And it's great to have the like-minded people on here, like myself, and we all have a lot in common and share. So it's just good. Just stay safe, guys. Try to do what the local officials tell you. Stay in the house, even if you think it's bogus and you're probably going absolutely, stir crazy being in the house. But just try to hang out in the house, do the right thing. It helps bring this stuff down. And nobody wants to have this, get sick or take it to their family or whatever. So just be safe with that. And there you go, right? But again, thanks for all the support. You guys are awesome, especially the monetary. You guys are the best. Again, I can't tell you enough how much that means to me because it just says you're on board and you just want to support the channel. So any support's good support. That's the way I look at it. And you guys are the best. And if you guys want some of the merch, you guys can still get the merch. I think it's underneath the videos. At least I see it on my phone. I'm not so sure about the actual videos online on the computer. But you guys want to get some merch, you can do that. The T-shirts, the sweatshirts, whatever you need. It's good stuff, and a lot of you guys have, so I do appreciate you. You know that. And again, what can I say? You guys are the best. But anyway, everybody have yourself a good, safe weekend. I got to go to work, but that's okay. We're not going to put in too many hours. We're just kind of making a short weekend. And everybody have a good Easter. Be safe, and we'll see you on the flip side, right? Anyway, guys. Again, be safe. Peace.